Welcome back to episode 231 of the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast. My name is Josh. I'm here with Bill. We're here with Billy. Where are you coming from, Billy?
I'm just trying to figure out if I want to show the Gretzky and the Jordan, or the McDavid and the Jordan,
Gretzky,
or the Marcus Mariota helmet that's back there, right there. Right? Yeah, you can see it.
Well, it's been a minute since we've done a live show, so I don't know. I'm kind of out of practice.
I'll move it up. I had a request for Gretzky, so I'll put Gretzky right there.
Okay. Now, it already got off to a Gong Show because the link that we had sent you changed, and then, of course, I didn't update it. So with about 31 seconds left to spare, of course, you're like, where's Billy?
Is this when we talk about what we're going to talk about today?
Are we going to talk about anything today? I don't know. Yeah. This is live, Billy. We can do whatever we want, right, Phil? Phil, are we? How crazy are we for letting you do a live show?
it's definitely very risky, but the screen looks the same to me. I can't tell anyone's watching, so we're good to go.
Have you ever done a live before?
A live? I did a live once on my own channel like 2 years ago, and I opened a case of 1990 Pro Set Series 1, and I had one viewer, Liam. Shout out to Eliminator on Instagram. Yeah.
Did you build that set, Billy?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's as many errors in it that people seem to think that I have in my product. So maybe I did. Maybe I inspired it back in the day.
Yeah, 8 years old, designing hockey cards.
Well, we got a lot planned today, and we got producer Louis, Baba Louis, is in the background. Can you like creepily talk? Does that work?
Yeah. What do you want me to say? Hi, Billy.
Where is he?
They don't let them see your face again. What's going
No.
on?
You got what you got. You got what you got last
You
time.
had 4 people, boom, 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 the other day, and now you can only go 3. I don't get it.
We all have really big heads.
Yeah, we do. Well, we need Billy monitoring the chat. It's going to get crazy. You know, we're kind of a rowdy group, Billy.
You need,
Can I see the
you need
chat? I can't
Billy
even see the
moderating
chat.
it?
Do I
No,
go
we
under
need
comments? Oh, there we are. There's comments.
Oh yeah, there is comments. Okay, though, before we get started real quick, I got a couple announcements, Billy, so you got to hold tight. We got to talk about Rip Party. And a reminder, Rip Party is coming up live from the Toronto Sport Card Expo this upcoming Friday, November 8th, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. I am very, very excited for this, guys. I cannot believe also how the hobbies responded. It's been very humbling. So, Baba Louie, we can't screw it up because we gotta pull this one off. And by the way, Billy, you declined our invite. That felt great.
So there is a Red Wings game. They're playing Toronto that day, and I can request tickets once a year, and I felt that was appropriate. But I will say I talked to our man Jeff in customer service, and he has agreed to donate to the RIP party for you guys. I believe we got a box of 16-17 AHL and CFL 2019 CFL. And no, we'll take care of you guys. We got some stuff for you. Jeff said I told him what you guys were doing, and he's all excited about it. So yep, we'll stop by the booth and we'll give you guys some stuff to rip at the party also.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be really awesome, and we very much appreciate it. I've already talked to your marketing team too, so we're attacking it from all sides. Don't worry about that.
I thought I was doing something nice, and I guess it already is happening.
Yeah, we'll take more. And don't worry too, you know, it's like, what do they say? You can always count on the sun rising in the morning, and Billy big timing us at the expo. So the streak continues, Billy.
Oh, you're only going to be there that day? You're not going to be there the whole time?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've never been invited to anything, and you just big time us every time we invite you. So I'm not hurt or anything. Don't worry about it.
That's right.
Phil's sad. I'll hug him later.
How was lunch last year?
Oh yeah, that was great. Sorry.
What lunch? I didn't get a lunch. What lunch?
Yeah, you weren't invited.
Fine.
All right, here we go. Okay. Not that Billy cares because he won't be there, but we do have some pretty big Rip Party news. Some more boxes have rolled in from the hobby community that we will be giving away live on stream to folks that are in the YouTube comments, like right now. And then we'll be opening them, ripping them, and sending people the hits. Now, Phil, you're going to have to chime in here, and I do have his permission, so don't worry.
Oh, okay.
But when your good buddy is Anthony, otherwise known as Felix Potvin Collector on Instagram, reached out to you out of the blue and said he wants to donate a box of 2022-23 The Cup.
He actually
giving away
verbatim, I want to give back to the community just like you guys. Yeah, Anthony's a great person, good human. So he I even tried to convince him, don't shoot here, but I even tried to convince him, why don't you just use that money, get a really, really good box for yourself, rip it, and then, everyone loves watching someone else rip a big box that's full of heat. And he said, no, I'll do both. So he's going to bring a great box for himself, and I guess he's going to bring one to donate to the community, which is amazing. Hobby family wins every time.
100%. I mean, it's crazy that he's going to do that. And then the good folks at Skull and Steel Breaks, Skull is in Vikings, which I love that, who break on Fanatics Hockey and Fanatics Live, have committed a box also of 2022-23 SP Authentic, which is amazing. And thank you again, both to Anthony at Felix Potvin Collector and Skull and Steel. So that brings our total up now to 11 boxes so far that we are going to be giving away at Rip Party. 2022-23 The Cup, 2 boxes of 23 SPA, 2 boxes of 23 Series 2. I don't know, maybe the Bedard Young Guns 101 will be in there. 2 boxes of 23 OPG Platinum, 2 boxes of 22 SPA, and 2 boxes of 22 Ultimate, and lots more is coming. So, like I said, it's just incredible that so many people are chiming in, and it's going to be a fantastic night. I can't wait, Phil.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited. Don't forget, it's an online event. I know it's associated with the expo, but that's because we're all together. We're just taking advantage of all of us being at the expo. But the Rip Party event is an online event, and it's going to be very well organized. I'm sure there's going to be lots of Gong Show moments, but make sure you join us so we can experience them together.
Yep.
And I can't wait. And I hope DeBrincat scores a couple goals. Larkin has a goal. And I'd like to see Patty Kane score another one in a Wings uniform.
DeBrincat scoring nothing. A big goose egg. Nothing. He'll probably get injured by then. He probably won't even play. Oh, I stubbed my toe. I can't play. Yeah.
Billy's butthurt because he didn't like DeBrincat when he was on the Senators, Billy. Or Phil's butthurt. I'm mixing names up.
Yeah, he's not very... I don't like him.
Okay. One more quick thing, then we're going to get going. It's just a reminder that our show, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast, is a Patreon podcast. That means we rely on support of listeners and watchers, I guess, like on YouTube right now, to help us cover our show expenses, produce more and hopefully better hockey card content, and then fun initiatives like Rip Party to help grow the hockey hobby. You can support us for as little as $5 US a month. Be one of the first 199 supporters of our show. Forever had that title. You get access to our Discord, can participate in stuff like our fantasy hockey, the 5K challenge, and other cool stuff. It's very easy to do. You can go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page. Go to the Patreon website directly, patreon.com, search for Hockey Cards Gong Show, or there's a link in the description for both podcast apps and here on YouTube, and then in our TikTok, Instagram profiles too. We have one new member since our last show, R. McKinley, joined out of 199. Thank you for doing that. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, as a live show, tonight's going to be a little bit different. Mainly, obviously, it's 2024-25 Series 1 release day, so most of the content there. But there's one more thing, Billy, that we're going to do before we get into Series 1 that will get you to participate in a little bit, too. So we started a series on our last show, kind of our vintage spotlight, where we want to get to know our Hall of Famers. And we're going in chronological order from the very first class of the Hall of Fame in 1945. We started with George Vezina. Ever heard of him, Billy? Vezina? Okay. Phil hadn't, so that was awkward. And now we're on to nominee number 2. We kind of wanted to start with a bang. And tonight we're going to talk about the next guy, a gentleman named Hod Stewart. Hod Stewart.
That's awesome. That's a great choice.
You a Hod Stewart guy, Billy? I didn't know who he was.
Maybe Billy is. I'm Phil. And he even played CFL. He played for the Rough Riders as well. He's a two-time I guess you might say that, eh?
Wow, I didn't know you're such a Hod Stewart. Had you ever heard of Hod Stewart, Billy?
He plays that hockey.
Yeah.
He's from he played in Ottawa. That's the only reason.
Yeah, that's why I feel like he played a long time ago. So how this works, it goes very fast. We have 3 kind of quick sections to it. We do a quick bio, we do a why should you care about him, and then look at his hobby market a little bit. But first of all, Hod Stewart, right now we're looking at him. He's pictured for playing for one of Louis' favorite teams, actually, the Pittsburgh Pros in 1905-06. Now, the name Hod Stewart to me kind of sounds like a 90s wrestler's name, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of a heel.
Like Hod the Bod Stewart. I don't know. Or Rod Stewart, right? The singer. Maybe you got to put Hod Stewart, Billy, in like the next AEW set or something like that.
Is he part of the Alumni Association?
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Well, he died in like 1928, I think. So I don't know. Okay, here's a quick bio. William Hodgen Hod Stewart lived from 1879. Well, I actually died in 1907, dying at just 28 years old. He was born in Ottawa, right, Phil? Ontario, Canada. Is he like your like great grandpappy or something like that? Is that why you know him so much?
Unless he lived in Greece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Big guy for the time, 6'2", weighed 190 pounds. Like you said, Phil, Hod not only played professional hockey, but also played professional football as well for the Ottawa Rough Riders. And I don't think this is breaking news to anyone, but you know, sports like that did not pay a lot back in the early 1900s. So he also spent time working as a bricklayer and for his father's construction company. Now, his hockey career lasted from 1898 until retiring after winning the Stanley Cup in 1907 with the Montreal Wanderers. He quit hockey because he was tired of the constant violence in the game. Everything I've read about that time is that the game is pretty rough back then. Billy, people want to know what you're eating.
I was showing them. You planned this during my dinner, and you guys are. I thought we were talking Series 1, and we're not. So I'm just gonna finish my dinner. I got a thing of pop chips from the vending machine, and I got a nice Gatorade. So
that's for your dinner, Billy. That's not good. We got to chat. That's not good for dinner.
I'm not at home.
Wow.
I mean, I'm at home. Look at this.
You can meal prep. Well, I'll trade you homes if that's your home.
Billy, you got to understand the past before you can appreciate the future. That's what we're doing here. No, we'll get to it. Don't worry. Okay, where was I? Well, okay, he quit hockey because the game was too violent. So after hockey, went to work full-time construction for his father and was killed at just the age of 28 in a swimming accident. He swam out to a lighthouse in the Bay of Quinte, Phil, Quinte, near Belleville, Ontario.
Queen,
okay. In 1907. And when he got there, he got to the lighthouse. He dove back into the water and unfortunately dove headfirst into jagged rocks, fractured his neck, and was killed instantly. So, yeah, that's not fun.
Sucks.
Now, here's why you should care about Hod Stewart. He was what we call a defenseman today, but in the era, he played the position of cover point. That was like defense back then. Rod played in 1904 for the Calumet Miners of the IPHL, which was the very first professional hockey league and a precursor to the NHL, where he was regarded as one of the best players in the league. He played a total of 47 games in the IPHL, scored 30 goals as a defenseman in 47 games, and only totaled 33 points. So he had 3 assists in his career. I don't know when they started tracking assists, and I'm not sure they were very accurate. So take that with a grain of salt. So in Hod's final season playing hockey in 1906-07, he'd win the Stanley Cup as a member of the Montreal Wanderers. He was one of the very first offensive defensemen, as known as a goal scorer in an era where defensemen were expected to stay behind the play. So one of his teammates on the Stanley Cup winning Wanderers, Lauren Campbell, said this about Hod Stewart, the player. He was not of the old class of cover points who considered their part of the play merely to check their man or secure the puck and shoot it to the other end of the rink. This was not Hod's style by any means, as his strongest playing was to get the rubber and take it down to the opponent's nets, and generally he succeeded as he was the most difficult man on the ice to stop. So yeah, very offensive defenseman. Hod Stewart's main contribution to the game was really as the first star puck rushing defenseman in all, in the history of hockey.
Eat your heart out, Bobby Orr.
Yeah, there you go. But that's not all he contributed. He didn't love the violence of hockey and worked to, I guess, calm it down is the term that they used with the leagues. And then also worked to increase players' play. And then because of his stellar playing contributions to the game of hockey, Hod Stewart was one of the 9 inaugural players elected into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1945. Now, the last thing we look at is the hobby market, and I'd love to take a look at Hod Stewart's hobby market, but there isn't one. Remember, his final year of hockey was 1907. The first set ever produced was the 1910 C56 set. And really the only card, and there's probably like 5 sales ever of any sort of type of Hod Stewart cards, is a 1987 Hall of Fame set where like there's 3 total sales or something like that in card letter sales history. This one's for like $13 if you want to show it quick. Louis, kind of ugly card. I don't know, Billy. What do you think? Should we start
I
working
think
on a Hod Stewart rookie box set for
I
next
think
year?
we already have in plan a retro outburst young gun of Hod. It's in the works. Series
Hod
2.
the Bod.
Careful, you'll have the purists calling for your head.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, are there physical dimensions of Mr. Stewart? Is he a little guy or is he a big guy?
No, he's huge. I think I went through that. Maybe I skipped it. 6'2", 190 pounds. And in 1900, that was a big dude.
Yeah. So, and he doesn't like violence. Weird. Could be throwing around all the little guys and should be having some fun. Hey, weird.
All right. Well, there we go. That's Hod Stewart. Number 2 of Get to Know Your Hall of Famers. So we all learned something today, Billy. But that's not why we're here. Billy, are you done with your dinner? Are we ready to talk Series 2?
Yep, I'm good.
I haven't heard the rapper in 10 minutes, so I guess he is.
All right. Well, today's a huge day in the hobby, right? New flagship release, start of the new hobby rookie class for 2024-25 rookies. Now that Series 1 is out,
we are super excited that Series 1 was released today, and lots of they're called debuts, like you were saying. Lots of debut cards in there. There's some amazing autographs of all your favorite Marvel shows from Phase 4. You can see them all right there: Hawkeye, Hulk, Captain or Miss Marvel, Falcon Winter Soldier. There's autographs in there. You can get check out this Oscar Isaacs autograph that's in there. So we're really excited that Series 1 came out today, and we're looking forward to everybody getting excited about it.
I think that's Troy's new show, his new Marvel podcast, Billy. You're on the wrong show. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
We're here to talk some hockey.
Troy's in the chat somewhere still.
Yeah. Oh, Billy,
he's always watching. Troy's always watching.
Yeah. Okay, so the first thing is we have, boots on the ground, and we've heard lots of rumors that you've been in some break rooms and some chats today checking out the product being open. Is this true? Can we confirm?
I've heard that some people in this room have actually joined some of the breaks, and we're getting
lies.
In there.
Throwing of lies. I don't do breaks.
No, I'm always on there on break day, and when I hear Phil talk about his favorite shop in Ottawa, I'm good friends with Jimmy and Dan, and those are great guys. So I'm glad he's in good hands with all the breaking that he doesn't do. But I was bouncing around all over the place today, just trying to see. One thing about Series 1 is there's Easter eggs, or there's I want to get the first initial reaction out of people, when they're opening it. I don't want to, but I can go on the Facebook groups and online and stuff and hear people complain about it who didn't even open a box or have the cards in their hand and complain. But when I'm sitting there talking to the people that actually have it in hand, are opening it, can see it live, I get the best feedback from that. So I'm always on there on the day that a product comes out to get a feel for how people feel about it.
What did you observe today?
A lot, a lot. It was. I think it's a fun rip. We actually ripped our QA case today, so we got to kind of see it. The other product managers got to see it, and get the feel of it. I still like the new format where you get 3 inserts. There's a variety. There's some pretty sick. You could get a combination of 3 young guns in one pack. That's totally doable. The regular young gun, a canvas young gun, a clear cut, an outburst young gun, all in one pack. It's pretty random out there. So I'm loving that. I think the cards look great in person. Some of the inserts, I don't think you really understand how nice they look until you get it. Some of the reaction that I'm not excited about is just kind of watching people fly through. And I had the same problem with metal. People just kind of flying through inserts that, these inserts might come like the speckle parallels. They're nice looking cards. They come 1 a box. There's 100 cards of the gaming speckled parallel. And so literally you got to buy 100 boxes to get one of those speckles. They're not just throwaway cards. So when you just see kind of people rushing through just to see the young guns, that's a little bit of a bummer, because your team put a lot of work in to creating some really unique and cool inserts. And the thing is, not all inserts are for everybody. Series 1 is really one of the main sets that can kind of appease everybody. It has your beginning collector. You got to have some fun inserts in there, but you also have your big chase guys, the guys looking for the outbursts or the high gloss exclusive stuff like that. So you got a wide range of collectors. And that's one of the problems when you have a set like this, is the wide range of collectors doesn't necessarily, you're not going to please everybody with every insert. So, some people like some stuff and don't like other stuff. Some people, it's a flip-flop. But we also know that, Series 1 and flagship products run on the young guns. And yes, we don't have Celebrini in it, but we do have some pretty strong young guns in there that have started off the season pretty good.
Yeah.
They didn't score 4 goals in their first game like Matthews or anything, but
no.
I think there's one guy that probably has about 6 to 8 points already in his first 4 games. So there's some good stuff in there that I just hope people don't overlook. I mean, it's a fun rip, even if you do overlook some of the stuff. But if you really dig deep into the checklist and into the odds, I think you'll see that there's some rare stuff that is pretty cool too. And when people start trying to master collect or collect players that they like, and they're trying to find a specific card, and then it's coming hard, like they're having problems finding it, they're going to realize down the road, wow, there really aren't that many of these cards in the set.
I think you made a good point that I want to go back to real quick, because I was watching a number of breaks too. And to some degree, and this makes sense, we all look at these sets through our own lens. Like, I heard the comment in a break I was in by a number of people like, well, why is there even base cards? And maybe at a time I would have thought that too. And then, of course, I've learned that there's people who have spent 30 years collecting the base set of the flagship releases and always buy a case so that they can open the packs and get their base cards. And that's how they enjoy the hobby. Maybe that might not be how some other people enjoy the hobby, but we kind of get a little bit of tunnel vision, I think, and look at these different sets from that lens. And then the other thing I thought about, and I don't know if this has ever occurred to you, is that maybe to some degree, the prevalence of breaking, Billy, is training us just to go through the hits, right? Because they're trying to get through as many boxes as fast as possible and get right to the hit and blow by everything else.
And that's one thing. I don't want to like go from continent to continent, but that's actually one thing that I saw that if you look at a Canadian breaker and you look at a US breaker, the US breaker is doing exactly what you're saying. The Canadian breaker is actually saying the names of the base cards. They're going through and like, oh, I got so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. Then they get to the hits and they show the hits and so-and-so and so-and-so. And I'm seeing a lot of the other guys flip to the first, like, okay, they're boom, boom. And then they're saying young gun names, and they might be saying like a couple other inserts, and then the rest they're even ignoring some of the other inserts. So sorry, we don't build Breaker's Delight flagship where you just get young guns, a deluxe young gun and something else. But we still take pride in our base set. We still know that there's collectors out there, team collectors, player collectors, and flagship, Series 1, Series 2, and Extended. It's one big set of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Base cards are the pillars, the foundation of collecting, I find. If without that strong bottom, I mean, it kind of tumbles. I'm a huge base set collector guy.
And what's funny is, since we've added Jean too, like you guys had the conversation, I think, on your show, and she's even talking about like, people don't look at base cards and people don't look at the back of the cards. And like we had a conversation today where she's wanting to make the back of a card, like to do some crazy stuff with it too. I'm like, go for it. Like she's very passionate about, the full card, and whether it's a base card or whether it's an insert or whatever, like she cares about the whole card. And, we kind of have that attitude too.
Base metal is going to look amazing in a binder, and that's going to be happening at my house. Phenomenal cards.
Now, given that this was the post Bedard release year, was there a specific strategy that you guys thought of when working on maybe the totality of the 2024-25 flagship releases and starting with Series 1?
So I wouldn't necessarily say post Bedard. I think what we've been doing is trying to add more content into Series 1 because where Series 1 is being printed, it takes more time to get to get the cards out to pack out to where we can't put new skating rookies in. Back in the day, we literally had our whole pre-press department working 24 hours. It was like the doors never shut for like a week or two to get all the new skating rookies into Series 1. We just can't do that anymore with how cards are printed and where they're printed. So, and we've had this discussion before. So the goal now for Series 1, yes, we were fortunate enough to, we don't make the decision on whether or not someone like Bedard got into Series 1. The league is the one that makes that decision, and they decided, let's get him in there. We requested it, and they said yes. So doesn't happen all the time and won't happen all the time, and we don't want it to happen. So what we want to do is we want to create value someplace else, give them more chase cards for them to be able to get stuff. That was our focus on building Series 1. And I say this every time I'm with you guys or with somebody else. It's like, I already know next year's Series 1, and I'm already super excited about next year's because I know we've added even more content next year. Like each year we try to add stuff. When I'm training new product development guys, I will ask, like, what did you do to improve this set? Like, what did you add? What did you like? Don't just change the insert names and whatever. I want to know what you added to the set from the previous year that's going to make people want to buy this year, but better, more than last year's. And so that's the mentality I have with every set that I build is how can I improve on it? And we did a few things to improve on it, knowing that we weren't going to have a Bedard SP, or I'm sorry, Celebrini like SP Bedard the previous year. We added something that I wish I had one to show you, and maybe we'll talk about it later too, but we added the holo types. Upper Deck hasn't done holograms in 10 years. And those are rare cards. I believe the odds are like 1 in 500 and something. And the thing is, that's a living set. So you're not going to get the same player ever again. This is the only year that you're going to get, if I have to look at the checklist, but let's just say, I think Crosby's in it. This is the only year you're going to get Crosby as the holotype card. And it's going to be a living set. And I think it's going to be a set that people are going to want to continue to build year after year. And it's only in Series 1. And I purposely did that because I know Series 2 will probably have the number 1 pick. Don't quote me on that because I don't know where we've decided to put anybody yet. I'm honest to God, we have not decided who's in what series next year for Series 2 and extended yet.
Yeah.
We're waiting for guys to skate before we determine Series 2. So that being said, just like you needed more content, and I thought that was a great opportunity to add content to this set. And that's another thing, just to add content to the sets, and I'm sure we'll have a long conversation about it, is the retro outbursts. Yep. And that's another thing. Now, I get maybe this is being announced for the first time here, but this is going to be. This is not like this is Series 1, 2, and extended. And I believe it's a 3-year program that we have 5 players each series. So it's going to be one big, it's a 3-year thing. It's in each series. And again, something that'll add value. How many of those have you seen so far online or broken?
None.
I haven't seen any. Some online for sale.
They are rare. Like I heard you. I was wincing when I was listening to you guys talk about these things because I just don't think you. I mean, of course you're not going to know how rare they are because we didn't explain to you guys how rare they were. I'm telling you right now, though, they are extremely rare. And then you do have the reds out of 25, and you do have the gold 1-on-1s, but they are extremely rare cards that you're not going to find these in a dollar bin.
Well, what you guys did say, Billy, was that they were SSP. And I think like what we've learned is that definition changes. Like, and so like Phil, actually, I learned more about him because of his maniacal, maybe borderline unhealthy obsession with Brady Tkachuk. Like he actually kind of has an idea of how many acetate young guns there are. Like, like there's how many have you found, Phil, or
22.
identified?
22.
Yeah. And where some people will say, well, have like speculated that SSP means like there's 5 or that there's 10. Obviously it is not like a set amount to it. And I think that was our point, is that in some cases, like SSP can be probably a little bit more than people would expect. And then in some cases, much more rare than maybe people might anticipate.
I think if there's 25 Brady Kachuk acetate Young Guns, that's super short print. I think that is an SSP. Yeah. I don't think there's more than 25. I mean, I have 11 of them, and I've tracked down another 11. So what? It's a beautiful card. You did a great job. I like it.
Oh my gosh, this is a great segue to a comment that I would love to talk about, since you guys are talking about the outbursts and how, oh my gosh, people are going to get confused. They're going to think that this is part of the set, that this was part of the set back in the day. And you're talking about acetate Young Guns, and you're talking about how much you love acetate Young Guns.
I do. I love them.
Do people think that the retro acetate Young Guns that we made, that the Nicholas Lidstrom acetate Young Gun that we made is from the set from back when Nicholas Lidstrom played and was a rookie?
They don't after I explain it to them. Sometimes you have to explain it to them though, Billy, because there's a whole spectrum. No, I don't mind, but that's the biggest argument. So there's a huge spectrum, right? Everyone in our circles directly, that's usually their biggest complaint. And then if I can play devil's advocate, it would be that you should probably do your own due diligence before you're spending big money on a card, right?
I agree with that 100%. If you don't look at the front and the back of a card before you buy it,
it's
silly. I don't understand, but
I agree with you.
It's just weird. I hear, and I'm not just saying you guys, there's a bunch of people that are talking about how confusing, or that someone might think that this is a real Young Gun from the outburst but I'd never heard that argument about the acetate Young Guns, which is exactly the retro acetate Young Guns, which is exactly the same.
I like looking at the print year of said card. That solves everything.
No, you were 100%
never had a problem. Nope. But we live in a world where everyone has to take care of the left and the right. And I don't mean politically left, right. I meant like to the sides of us. So maybe we can just get rid of that, and we can all look out for ourselves and educate each other, and we all win.
No, you were 100% right, because your first comment, I believe, was look at the back of the card.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
I've never had a problem by doing that.
Look at you guys, fast friends.
Yeah, besties.
The Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast. Okay, let's get into some cards. We have a bunch of examples to show here. Lou, you want to pull up the first one, bud? Okay, so here's the base Young Guns design. The whole, all of Canada, is there any money left in Quebec, Phil, now for Lane Hudson?
I don't think so, man.
Look at Billy flexing there. His Lane Hudson Young Guns.
I have my stack of, just in case you guys didn't get images, like I have my stack from the case that we opened. Nice. So we can, I can help out if necessary.
Okay, so when it comes to like a base Young Guns design, what's notable from your point of view as it pertains to this year's design?
So we always, the direction that I always give, and the guys that have been making these our base set and our Young Guns, we don't want it to look exactly the same. I know everybody keeps saying it looks exactly the same. It's kind of difficult when you want to focus on an image, when you want to focus on photography, to do something more than have something on the bottom, because you want a full bleed image for the thing. The one year that we did the second picture down the side, oh my goodness, that was the end of the world for some people. So, we've kept it simple. We hope that we ask that the Young Gun design look like a sibling of the base design. That's usually the request. That's usually what I put into our design direction. And, I think this is a nice design. I like it. We change it up. Sometimes Young Guns is in foil. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes, it just, what is in foil and what is not is always kind of changed. Do they need to print the name a little larger? My eyesight's getting worse for some reason. I always used to brag to people I'm farsighted, and my eyesight's supposed to get better as I get older. But I will admit, I think the lettering on the name is a little small. But I'm really happy with how this design came out.
It's nice.
In your mind, like what is a good Young Guns design? So if you had to, if it's a designer's first day and you're getting them to design it, what are the elements of that really makes one of these cards work?
So So here's the thing that people also have to understand is these cards parallel out. You have to think about everything when you're creating this design. You have to think about all the parallels. You have to think about where on this card, and I'm pointing at the card, you can't see me, but you have to think on this card, where can they put the call outs for the exclusive, the high gloss, and the deluxe. And they have to be able to do it that you don't change a deco die. So you won't see those call outs, the exclusives and high gloss and deluxe. You won't see those in deco foil pretty much anymore. Why? Because it costs a whole lot of money for every new deco die that you make. And if you put that in the thing, then you can't create a parallel. So you need an area that has what it's called a PMS color. So it's like you have your regular 4 colors, and then you add a color to the design that can change out. So on here, you see the gray, that is the PMS plate that will then change out for the parallels that will have the high gloss and the exclusive and the deluxe call out.
Oh, okay, nice.
So that's something that people might not understand and why we have to have designs a specific way. Another thing is on the clear cuts, we have to have a spot on the back for all the legal line, and we don't want everything like showing through the back of the card. So there's this, it's called opaque white, and you put a couple passes of opaque white on it, so then and then print on it, so then from the back it doesn't come through. Well, the only places that get the opaque white are usually the player image and then that bottom area where the young gun is. And I got tired of cramming stuff behind a player and that limiting our photography, because then there's some images that we can't do, because if you opaque white like just a small part of a player, you can't put all the logos there. So that's why you're seeing on the bottom of a card a lot of the area, because we have to put all the legal line on that little chunk of the card to for the so it doesn't show through on the rest of the card. So those are things that people never think about when they're critiquing the design, is the parallels and how it's going to relate, so then you can be cost efficient on these forms. I will say next year, it's one of my favorite designs. And of course I was talking about next year's design, one of my favorite designs. And I basically, like, before I said, I don't care. I finally had to tell photography, because I was tired of all the cards looking like this young gun right here, where it was like a player. You couldn't do any wacky, weird stuff. I finally said, forget it. I'm going to give you an area on the bottom of the card. That's where the opaque white will be. And you can do whatever you want with the photo. Next year, I actually said, we're just going to put the opaque white on the bottom and then the rest of the photo. And so part of the card will show through, but it's just the PETG card, because it'll make the rest of the card look even better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So by having a clear cut, it adds a whole slew of design constraints and considerations to the process.
100%.
If there wasn't
at least, yes, we have to think about the design of those cards because of the clear cut parallels.
Do you, hey, Louis, go to the clear cut then, since we're talking about it right now. That's sort of the next one. Here we go. Right. And what you're saying is that you've got, Lane is not a big guy and has some pretty skinny legs here. There's not a lot of room to put all the legal information that you have to. So everything is sort of at the bottom there on the clear cut.
Yeah. So like what they've done now is like you've got all the legal line, and I think all they put is a team logo. In all the examples I have, they have the player name and a team logo, and that's it. Like that's a minimal amount of space that you need right there. So you can do a bunch of different stuff with photography. And then as you see on the bottom, you have all the legal line and the security foil and all that stuff that we stuck on there. And here's the young gun. You have a little bit more space. But that's the whole purpose of that.
Okay, and then just kind of going through the other parallels too, the same as configuration of 2023-24, clear cut is not numbered, but obviously a tougher chase. Then you have the outburst silver. If you want to go there again, we're looking at the Lane Hudson Young Guns too. Again,
here, I'll get a Minnesota Wild there.
Which one's it? Is that Marat Kuznetsov or whatever you say his name?
Yep. shiny.
Then we start to get into the numbered. There's the deluxe 250 next. And so I think this points out to what you were talking about, how the design has to accommodate the word deluxe, essentially, and then sort of the little bit of differentiation you get for the parallel there. And then there's outburst red out of 25, high gloss out of 10, and then, of course, the outburst gold 101. So the same parallels that we are accustomed to.
So you can see, like, it goes from blue to red. Like, that's the PMS plate on these cards where it says, like, whoops, there it is. It has deluxe there, and it has exclusives there.
Nice. Looks
so
good.
The plate, it's a PMS plate, and that's where the color is.
It's got Topps Stadium Club vibes a little bit, eh? Like a little, well, from like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to tell Billy about how you bought a spot you didn't want for $140 today?
Oh, yeah. I had to buy because Jimmy wasn't pushing through the break. And he's like, just one more spot, everybody. It was all going on for like 20 minutes and it was $140. I was like, I lost it because I knew we had this at 9. So I was like, I just bought it. I got like 3 cards.
Which team was 140?
Rangers, because of Rempe.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
You got some Rempes though, but
I got one. Yeah, I don't know. I was just chirping them. That's okay. I give the hits to the kids at the card show every month. There'll be a Rangers fan there or something.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the canvas. So, Babalu, if you want to go on to the next one there. Okay. Now, somebody made the comment too. What there were? Oh, here we go. Habs bias. No, we're just trying to show consistency.
Yeah, no, that's
no. You have to show the greatest canvas card of this year.
A little overexposed, no?
Oh, that's a great one. No, well, that one's a great one because the Red Wings are probably smothering them. But did you see the Mark Stone one yet?
Yeah, no. That was good one. That was good. Yeah.
If I would make like my business card. If this is what I'd give out people. Just pass these bad boys out. This is amazing.
Was that from the Winter Classic?
Yeah. Or no, well, yeah, it's one of those games. Yeah, Winter Classic, I think.
Hey, Pinto's canvas Young Guns is the best with the mask to remind everybody about COVID. That one's my favorite, Billy.
Yeah.
Now
I like this one of Marner where it looks like he's running away from William and Austin. Like, stop yelling at me.
Yeah, I love it.
He should be running towards David Pastrnak so he doesn't score the winning goal, but we'll just
oh, Mitchy Poo.
got to do one of these on our live. Isn't a show unless we do that. Okay. So, here's a comment I have on this card. So we've been looking at some of the ugliest hockey cards in history, and there's a tiny resemblance in this card, I gotta say, because a lot of the ugliest hockey cards have a heavy feature of butts in them, and so
there's a card in Fleer Ultra Wolverine where they used to have there's this puzzle piece. And they used to make sure there was a character in each puzzle and it made a group thing. And I was like, no, I want a picture of Hulk versus Wolverine, based off of a comic cover. And so they did that. And one of the puzzle pieces is literally Hulk's butt. And so they call it the Hulk butt card. I was just like, well, I guess it's what I asked for.
Yeah, there you go.
Question. So Billy, let's pretend a base card costs 1 penny to make. Let's just say, I don't know. Let's just say it costs a unit price of 1 penny. Would a clear cut card cost 15 pennies? Is it 15x the production value?
Well, according to your math, that would mean that 200 cards in our box of MVP, because a box of MVP only costs $2 to make, according to you.
I don't mean actual. I'm just trying to use a unit price that we can. Okay, so let's say it's $1. I
listen to a lot of shows, Phil.
I'm talking about manufacturing. I'm trying to gauge does clear cut cost 18 times more than a base card?
So the paper costs a lot more, yes. But the main thing is a lot of the cost with an acetate form has to do with the testing the colors. So you could have an acetate card that has 100 copies. They literally have to go through thousands of sheets of paper to test each color. And most of the cost for those 100 cards that you get at the end is actually the thousands of sheets that they printed beforehand. They have to check every single color 500 times or 500 sheets of paper or something crazy. I can't remember the exact number. So that being said, when you get like a base card, all the setup fees and everything, like there's your one big chunk of setup fees. It's $5,000, and we'll just say a sheet of paper is like $1. I don't remember the exact.
Yeah, just something easy.
I do know the exact price, but I'm not going to say it. So then it's like $5,000 to print one card. That's what you get. Then it's $5,001 to print two cards. $5,003 to print three cards. So the more you print, the cheaper it is per thing. It's not like a specific amount per card. It's actually however many cards you print after like the setup fee. Then you go from there.
So I'm going to assume like printing Allure costs a lot more than printing Flagship.
Yep, because laser etching costs a lot of money too. I didn't realize how much it costs until I had to change something from a regular C2S like laminated piece of paper to chrome, and I was like, I thought I was going to save money because I wasn't printing on a laminated card. It ends up I actually spent more money, so I had to change some stuff around. So yeah, chrome is not cheap, but then again, what's cheap is making parallels. So once you make that first setup, once you make the 4-color dies and the die cuts or whatever, and the foil stamps, then you can use the same thing, and just all you're doing is changing out that PMS, the PMS plate.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That's only, a much, much cheaper than it would all new 4-color. So that's why you see so many parallels in chrome products. It's because if you were to build all new 4-color forms for every single, you couldn't afford it. It's too expensive.
So that glitter bomb is, I held that card in my hand. That is one of the greatest cards ever created in my life. That glitter bomb from Allure.
That's a brand new 4-color. Like that's just one that I wanted.
Anyone listening, you have to hold that card, even if you don't like Allure. I didn't like Allure. I love Allure now. Josh kind of got me onto it. It's absolutely what an incredible set, man. Incredible.
Well, can I throw in something too? I think just as a clarification point that I've learned from you, Billy, is that when you say like cheap, from what I understand, what you mean by that is you're given a budget to make a set. And then sort of part of the puzzle of being a product manager at Upper Deck is how do I build the best possible set within the allotted budget that I'm given to do it? And so when I can save money in some areas, it allows me to spend more money in other areas. Did I put that correctly?
Yeah, exactly. I've told people many times I come from the restaurant business, and it's about manipulating numbers when you work in the restaurant business. You need food costs, liquor costs, labor costs, mise en scène, like all that stuff. And that's one of the things. You can find people that know trading cards but can't do the numbers. You can find people that know numbers but can't do the trading cards. It's hard to find people that can do both and understand both. And I think my restaurant background helped me with the number part extremely well, because I've learned how to manipulate numbers and costings to be able to become very efficient at it.
Okay, but back to this canvas design real quick. Just explain the design. Like, what was the goal? And I think it works, but there is a lot of detail and a lot going on there.
Yeah, I mean, you want it to look a little different. You want it to kind of give it like a canvasy feel to it. So, I mean, that's pretty much the direction. Like the guys that have been building like the canvas designs, they've been doing it for a few years. So they kind of know what to expect. And I'm going to be completely honest with you on this one. As much pull as I have in certain areas, canvas is Grant Sandground's baby. He came up with this a long time ago. And he kind of gets final say on what the canvas design is. He takes pride in it, and so he loves the fact it's unique photography. There's photos on the front and the back. Oh, this is funny. I didn't even see the back of it. Paying attention to the back cards. See, that's what he looks like after William and Austin yell at him on the bench there.
Yeah, he's sad. Sad, Mitchie.
So I don't want to say I kind of go with it. Like I like the design too. I think you kind of want to make it look like it's a canvas of an art canvas where it's like, okay, there's some framework to it. But again, just like the base cards, the photos are the star of the show. And we stress that even more in our briefs about the canvas photos. This is where you can use that photography that's just unique, that you never thought you'd see, like somebody holding up their young gun or something like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of making canvas its own set?
We've done it with, it's in clear cut where they sign it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then like masterpieces is kind of like that, but it's not. So no, we haven't. Like it's a beautiful subset in our flagship, and I think people like it. I think it adds value, having a young gun version of it, and then being able to do even some more cool stuff with them.
They're married together pretty well. It'd be peculiar if you changed it. Yeah.
It'd be like taking portraits out of UD1. Come on.
Can't do that. You can't do that.
That's Billy's playground. Canvas is Grand Sandgrounds.
That's 100%.
We'll get to portraits in a little bit. Okay, so we've covered the base young guns and the parallels and the canvas, UD canvas young guns. Now we're going to do, I think we did this last time we did flagship. Oh boy, here we start to get complicated here. Hold on.
Lots of buttons, Josh.
Lots of buttons. Oh, what's this? We're gonna do 3. We're not gonna do 1 pack at a time, Billy. We're gonna do 3 at a time. Check this out. Look at a shout out to Absolute Sports Cards in Savage, Minnesota. $110, not too bad.
Nice.
Picked up my hobby box of. Oops, hit the camera.
You have a surgical scalpel to rip that plastic?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Fingers are sensitive.
I'm not gonna do the comment that you mentioned. Oh, I just broke the first rule of breaking. I took the cards.
They went off screen. That's it, Josh. He's a shyster.
Went off screen.
He's a shyster.
Everybody says I pocketed the hit. Now, Billy, you've pretty much guaranteed that we're gonna become very wealthy after opening this box. So appreciate that.
You get this.
I hope you get like a Rempy like high gloss and just like hold on to it, Josh.
Stutzel outburst coming right here. Stutzel
3 at a time. 3 at a time. Here we go. Got to adjust my mic because going to the other.
Hands look so soft, Josh.
This is very exciting. Hands, very soft hands.
Yeah.
Phil's gonna hate
We're gonna fly through the base card and just get to the hit. That's what Billy said. Oh, Neil Pionk. He's from Duluth, Minnesota. Shout out to Neil.
Could you straighten it up there, Josh, for us, please?
It's at a weird angle. Is that better?
Try watching.
All right. Will Coulier, rookie last year. Yanni Gord, everyone's favorite Gord.
Phil, you know he's only doing the saying the base card names because I was giving.
Absolutely, he would have.
I'm actually in. I'm in Canada.
US breakers some business for not
those Americans,
that.
Yeah, always they can't withhold their desires. They got to go right to the middle.
Oh, what's this weird card?
That's
that's the speckle parallel that comes one a box. From a specific, not portraits in general, but from a group of cards. I believe it's the portraits, the checkpoints, the city satellites, and the aimbots. Those cards combined to fall one a box, the speckle parallel.
Nice. Aimbots are sharp. I saw some of those today.
Carter Verhage. All right, moving on. First young gun. Who's this? I can't read, Billy.
I can't see anything.
Can you see it?
Turn it over, goofball.
Oh,
I don't know any prospects on Pittsburgh.
Louis coming in.
Jack St. Ivany. I don't know what that is. Penguins. Very, very nice. And then, there you go, Phil. You were just talking about aimbots. So what's the story behind aimbots, Billy?
It's kind of the gaming theme. And it's just like, I saw something and it was like showing percentages of like being like kill shots and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's kind of a cool concept with hockey. And my poor coordinator had to come up with all those percentages and stuff after seeing the images. And he thanked me very sarcastically for having to do all that work.
They're sharp though. Sharp cards.
Yeah. It's a just kind of a fun, unique insert, I think.
Kucherov. And then, there's your boy, Ridley Gregg there, Phil.
Ridley Gregg.
Ovi. No goals. Some assists, though.
It's not going to do it.
It's done.
He's doing it next year.
I don't think so.
Jaden Swartz. What is this, like a Kraken pack or what? What's going on here? So I didn't get my Lane Hudson young guns.
I hope you get a gaming PvP card because those, I'm so conflicted on those. I saw Sen's Leafs one today. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Sens legend, Linus Allmark.
Troy would love that card.
Game. Barbashev. Ooh, our boy Brock Faber. Hey, Brock. How's
Hey,
it going,
Brock.
bud?
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Ask and you shall receive there, Phil. Okay,
Crazy.
What's your confliction? Nick
More
Suzuki,
butts.
Brad Marchand.
There's more butts. Louis happy.
Hockey butts. Louis happy.
Yeah, but it's like a Street Fighter 2. They're about to fight. I like it, but I don't know how I feel.
All right, Billy, what's the story here?
You'll see this playing video games where there's like two shooters, or heck, Mario Kart. You see they split screen, like you're seeing both screens. That's basically what it is.
Turn it over, Josh. Let's see the back, please.
Don't want to give away the next card. Oh, more butts.
We'll be okay. Oh, that's cool. I like it, Billy.
See, this was like I had mentioned, I think, on a previous show. There's a lot of unique imagery that we normally don't use, and I had to give special directions. Like when I was briefing this to our photo department, I go, I need pictures of players from the back. You rarely see it, and I go, and they rarely take it because they know we don't use them as cards. So I'm like, hey, I need these type of photos because they're going to go into these type of inserts. So throughout the season, the photographers were taking pictures like this.
Do they crop out, like, let's say Bergeron was in front of Marchand?
Yeah,
would you crop him out?
We did a universal background for it. It was kind of, because it's like they'd have to play against the team, and then there'd be a lot involved for an insert. So we just kind of created a basic background.
And the background matches up those lines. It looks symmetrically very appeasing to the eyes.
Yeah.
All right, next card. Another gaming card. Co-op. This is like Gamer's Paradise, Billy. Series 1.
You get 6 gaming cards per box. Okay. And then you got 7 because you'll have one that is the speckle.
Will there be a game online on ePack maybe that the cards can connect to?
I wish.
That'd be cool, fun. Eh? Yeah.
Here we go. And then the last hit is City Satellites. Here's Artemi Panarin. So this is just an overhead view of New York City, I would assume.
Google Maps.
Yep. It's a satellite view, and we're very cautious about being able to show skylines and stuff like this. So this went through a couple of approval processes, but I was very happy with us finally being able to do it. I think the Minnesota one, I think it's just like a little house, and I know Phil heard me say the Ottawa one was just a cabin with a light on. So that's the satellite.
You don't have electricity in Ottawa.
No,
I was looking for Minnesota. I don't even know if they're in the checklist because I was looking in the ones that we pulled because I was going to ask you if you could find your house in the card. That'd be kind of fun too. Like, oh, that's where I live. Looking at the graphic.
All right, one more pack in this round.
Here's Detroit. Of course, it looks like it's on fire right there.
8 Mile. Overhead of 8 Mile. All boarded up buildings. Paul Cotter, Parayko, Darnell Nurse.
So angry.
Brandon Engel. Our first Cavus, Pavel Buchnevich.
Whoa.
Nice photo.
Nice shot. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, very artsy, Billy. Okay. Oh, here we go.
Ho!
Gary Price.
Andre Rasico.
Young Guns renewed. We'll talk about this in a little bit.
So is every renewed card like that, or is Price have different backgrounds?
They all have different. They all have a different back. Each player is unique.
No, I know, but this is Price's card. Price doesn't have another card that has a different renewed background.
No.
Okay. Any exclusives?
How much money? Yes, that we'll talk about. I want
to talk about it
Phil,
now.
You're jumping, Phil.
Okay.
Phil.
Okay.
Trust me, I was right. Oh, look, it was right on the top of my thing, stack too. There you go. See, same one.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
And then our second Young Guns is who? This is not a good start for our Young Guns, Billy. Ruslan Ishakov, or I don't know. Some guy for the
Eastern Euro, bro.
Eastern Euro Bro. Then we got Eichel for Foot, Comfer, Nicholas Roy, and PLD.
Pierre
Wow,
Luc.
Wow. I have a friend that's not going to like what you did right there.
I know who that friend is. Okay, we'll get back to the cards now. Take this off camera. All right. Okay. Well, we just showed the Carey Price, right? Young Guns Renewed, and these are what 50 cards, 50 Young Guns going back through the history of the brand, I guess, and we're all designed by this gentleman here. We're showing on screen, Luke the Cardist, who's going to be on our podcast on Monday.
Oh, cool.
We're talking to him tomorrow, and so we'll go kind of deep into the design process of these Young Guns Renewed, but maybe start with the story about how this kind of idea came about and how you made it happen.
So I was at the Mint Collective. I was on a panel and just hanging out in Vegas. It's a tough job sometimes. Fly out for one panel and get to enjoy Vegas. But I ran into this guy. He had a booth there, and it was like all this like art on cards, like original cards. And some of the cards that he had were wrestling cards, and they were AEW cards from the set that I built. And I was just like, oh, those are really cool. And we just started talking. And of course, got to name drop myself and be like, I work it up. No, I'm just, but we started talking, and I'm like, this is really cool. And Luke is just such a great guy. Like you're gonna have a blast with him on the show. Just positive, upbeat, and just loves the hobby and loves what he does. And anytime you can, make a career out of doing what you love, like I don't want to say I'm jealous because I'm doing that right now too, but I'm just so happy for him. And we had talked about working on some sort of wrestling thing. I'm like, I want to turn this into cards for wrestling because I think it'd be a really cool thing. And the problem is, all the wrestling sets that I was building, they were already built. Like we had a little bit of a delay in some of our wrestling sets, and they got bumped up a year. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't have anything for you yet, but I'd love to work with you. And he's done some, like, if you call them sketch cards or original art cards, like for another company, but very minimal. And I'm just like, I want to take it to another level, not just like give you like they're not sketch cards, but you know what he does. Like he does work on top of cards. Like I want to do this much bigger than just like 10 cards in a set. So I think I was on a plane to Michigan or from Michigan or something, and we were on the phone just kind of talking, and I was just like, well, what did you do at the other company? And he's just like, oh, well, I worked on this card. I'm like, it'd be really cool if you did your artwork on like the Young Guns or something like that, so I can get you into a set. And he was all excited about it. And we talked many times between then. I talked with our design department and our art department, and just we got him on board. I believe it was supposed to originally be in series 1, 2, and extended. But unfortunately, because of the number of players that we had under contract and stuff like that, we didn't want to dig down too deep on this checklist. Like we wanted to, basically it was 3 periods of hockey. And the problem was there weren't enough Young Guns in the early periods to be able to do it. So if you notice, this year's set is from the beginning to, and I think the beginning is, I think Flurry is the first one. This is the first year that we could do it. And then up to right before McDavid. So 14, 15.
I think Billy, I think Louis, you have the Flurry up there, don't you? We can.
Yeah, and then series 2 will have the next 50, and that will be from 15, 16 to present. So he's worked on those. What's funny is I've got the McKinnon here. I was trying to give him ideas, like I love how when people tell me how to build sets, like, and I'm sitting here telling them how to do art. I told them though, I'm like, you should do a pink dot or a pink sleeve on McKinnon just for fun. But I don't know if you remember that whole fiasco where some of them had a pink dot. He did not take my advice, like a good artist should not take my advice, because I draw stick people when I give my designers examples of stuff. But you know, I think they came out great. They're really cool. It was a lot of work. And when I say a lot of, I came up with the idea, and I know he put a lot of work into these cards, and he kept sending me images of them, like really excited about it. And there's a lot of league stipulations too. Like you can't mess with logos. So he had to be careful of messing with like team logos and stuff like that. But our pre-press department, I put them through a lot in this, like, because there are some years the foil isn't silver. And it's just like, well, okay, I guess we're gonna have to make them silver, because they're doing all the due diligence, checking everything, making sure we can pick stuff up and not. And so they're having to go through and tell me, well, this design you're gonna have to use silver. This design doesn't have this. You need to add a PMS on this color. These were originally supposed to be on rainbow foil board also, but because of all the PMS colors from all the different designs over the years, we actually had to put them on the regular C2S stock, because there's only so many colors. You can only put 8 colors on a form. And so when you're adding all these different PMS colors that you need to have for these designs, because of the exclusive parallels and the high gloss parallels, which you were asking, Phil, because of those, we couldn't put it on rainbow foil board, unfortunately. But I still think they're really nice cards. Now I hope people don't confuse this McKinnon as a McKinnon Young Gun, because I know that can happen, that they see this and they see Young Gun, and they probably think that's his real Young Gun card. I hope they're able to decipher that. But the Ovechkin was one of the first ones I saw. And the thing is, I got to see these and like previous, like cutting, like this had more of the eagle on it initially, but we have to like trim it to fit the card. That stupid border cut off some of the card, but or some of the artwork.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how it came about. I'm really happy with it. And you know, I've heard multiple things. I've heard, why didn't you make these rare? Because they look really cool and they're really nice. And I understand that argument. They would be kind of cool, rare case chase hits. But there's two things. One, I see there it is. Young Guns Renewed should have been case hits. There are case hits of these cards. They're called high gloss and exclusives. So you do have the rare chase for these cards. But why limit these to only a few people being able to have these cards in hand and see how nice they are, and really not be able to showcase Luke's work? So I purposely made them as common as they are, because I mean, you still don't get a full set of them out of a case, just so you know. So it's not like you can a case, you get a full set. But that being said, I wanted people to be able to see them. And I still, because of the exclusive and the high gloss, because people are like, you're just gonna have to get rid of the exclusive and high gloss if you want this on rainbow foil board. And I was like, no, I don't want to lose that, because I do want a high-end chase of this. I already got a coworker who's trying to get the flower, like just begging for the flower exclusive as soon as he can find it. So yeah, that's the.
I'm chasing it. 100%.
And guess what? We already have, and the other thing is, we already have a retro Young Gun chase. You know, it's the Outburst. Like, do we do 2 different, rare chases of young, like redone Young Guns? No, I don't think so. So that's why you've got these.
How did the checklist come about? So there's 50 players. Who decided which players would be featured in these cards?
So our coordinator went through, like I said, there was actually 3 checklists. And then when we figured out that we couldn't do some certain people and we didn't have enough people for whatever, then all of a sudden we're like, okay. And then I had to like maneuver some stuff. I'm like, okay, now we're only going to do, because I think it was 30. I think it was 30, 30, 30. And we switched it to 50, 50, or maybe it was 40, 44. I remember we had to cut back from how many he did. But so we're like, all right, well, let's just do 50 and 50 then. And now we just need 100. And we need 100 from this state to this state. So that's kind of what our coordinator did, is he went back and looked at all the young guns, and he showed me the list. I think we switched a few people. I couldn't convince him to put Matt Green in there, but other than that, I think he did a good job.
Yeah, Louis just had the question on the screen. I think it's good to clarify. These are in addition to regular young guns. So you still get your 6 young guns, and then you get 3 of these young guns renewed in a box as well. So there will be more. My dream of a Kaprizov is not dead, is what you're saying?
It's not dead. I don't have the checklist in front of me, but I don't think it's dead yet.
Okay, nice. All right, now the next one that we talked briefly about before, and then we had to shut Phil down because he got really excited. So you can amp back up, Phil. Are the Young Guns retro? So this was sort of one of the surprises that wasn't on the initial checklist, but you guys unveiled 5 different retro Young Guns. We had made the comment on our show that we thought tribute would be a more appropriate word, and you had actually reached out, and you want to share like why you guys can't use the word tribute?
Yeah. So, and you guys went pretty like at length about how it should be called tribute, and how we did such a disservice to the insert for not calling it tribute, and without really understanding the fact that there's a set that's been around for, I don't know, 30 years called Topps Tribute. And you might think that they have a copyright on that. And our legal department, we kind of stay away from stuff. That's why we don't have Prism parallels of our O-Pee-Chee Platinum cards. It's because it's could be copyrighted.
You have Prism, PRISM. Just not
yeah, right.
No, I actually can I push back on that a little bit, and not at you, but because once you told me that about sort of the Topps Tribute and the trademark and copyright, what got me thinking though is that tribute is the word that best describes what this card is. I can't think of another word that is. So it's like sometimes I know you're not a copyright lawyer, Billy, but sometimes our laws around that kind of confuse me a little bit, because it really puts you guys at a disadvantage in being able to correctly describe what this card is.
Like, you can't use the word card. That's not like the way we're trending. Someone's going to copyright card, and we're going to have to say rectangles paper, and we can't use card because Topps, you know what I mean? Like, the word tribute is, you're describing what the object is. You're not.
This is just a tribute. No.
Ooh,
my tenacious D, my tenacious D right there.
Jack Black, baby.
You know what? And maybe we could get away with calling it. There you go. Thank you. Maybe we could get away with calling it a tribute. We just stay away from it. Like, we don't need to give anybody another reason to sue us. We try to play. We try to play
like
good.
They'd lose.
So it is what it is. You know, there's many other things that we have to, think of new. That's what cracks me up. And maybe one day you can get this, get all these people that think that they can build all these inserts and all these sets and do it all, and just have them come. Just have them say, okay, here. The thing is, I'm afraid people will think I will try to steal the ideas, but I would love for them to just come up with an insert, and I could just sit there and pick apart everything that they can't do. And then they're just like, oh, this is a little bit harder than I thought it was.
We just wanted the right word used to describe something.
It's an eye opener when we hire new people, and they they're all gung ho, ready to go, and then they find out like so many things about what we can and cannot do, and costs of stuff, and legal and brand and all. Oh, it's very eye opening that a lot of people who talk or type don't necessarily know.
Keyboard soldiers.
And I just The internet is not your friend, so I just kind of stay out of it. Occasionally, I'll post my my fun meter on our posts to all the way fun because other people put it the other way. But other than that, I behave myself. But you
Yeah.
guys give me a great platform to vent sometimes. I'll say that.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's good to understand, right? I mean, I think that's part of the great thing about not just you, but how Upper Deck is so forthright in doing stuff like this. Like, I've never seen any other card manufacturer or representative go into detail about sets like you've been willing to do so here. And on face value, it doesn't make sense not to call this card a tribute. It's like, why would you call this a
Understand.
retro? But then you learn, and then so now we kind of can, we learn that. It's like, oh, okay,
And
still
so,
signed.
and
Single reason.
someone on here did find our one thing that we do call tribute, and then we've been calling it tribute for a long time. That's the Crosby Ovi tribute.
Yeah,
And I think it's because we've been doing it for so long. But to be able to add to it, like we can't necessarily, like there's some things that are kind of married in, but then you can't like start over and not
yeah.
start over. What am I
You
trying to say?
you
Like
you
you
could
can't like all of a sudden do it like after it's already been established. Like you can't do it new. But now that they have like a copyright for it or whatever, and because we had done it in the past, we could do it. But we can't now newly do it, if that makes sense.
Well, Cigar Scott from Discord just solved your problem.
reboot.
Right? I've tried that. I've tried that before with some stuff, and man, our legal department sometimes doesn't find that funny.
Okay, well, I want to talk about though, sort of how this came about and what was the strategy, and tell us the story there of the Young Guns retros.
Well, as we've decided in the past year or so to kind of we have a team that we work on product development and thinking of ideas and stuff. And so there was a lot of talk about, oh, well, there's no Bedard SP or anything like that. And so we were deemed the task to come up with some more content. And, normally it's just my job to do that. But, I think you get more minds involved and you come up with some cool stuff. I can't take credit for coming up with this, but the person that did a great job convincing us, and I think it's a great idea, and I like the fact, good things, maybe 3 years they can last, and then they might get tiresome.
Mhm.
So I think doing 3 years of this, of some of the most iconic Young Guns, was a good idea. And like I said, and the outburst, just it's such a cool design. I think it.
Huge hit for you guys.
What was that?
It's a huge hit. The
Oh
whole
yeah,
outburst concept.
huge hit. So
It's awesome. The
we
McDavid
didn't
looks
want to,
amazing.
like, people were like, "Oh, I didn't get one in my box." It's like, no, you're not going to get one in every box. There's not a 100-card checklist in Series 1. Like it's 5 per series for 3 years. So that's what.
I like the time limit.
15, it's 45.
45.
Yeah, I like it. I like the 3 years. I like that. And then don't do it again for like 10 years, right?
Yeah.
They'll be highly sought
Well,
out.
the thing is, in 10 years, like the main Young Guns that you would want have already had outbursts.
But Billy,
Yeah.
in 10 years, people will think this is his real rookie card.
Like, yeah.
Read the back.
All right. Do all 5 have the outburst red and gold 101
Yes.
parallels? Okay.
Yes.
So I've got Louis, do you have can you go to the McDavid gold? Do we have that one? I think we'll get there.
Grotman.
Yeah.
Don't ask me where it is. Do not ask me where
Is it available on EPAC, sir?
Is it on EPAC?
Grotman, Mitch
I don't know where it's at.
Mitch posted a good poll today. He said if this card, this gold outburst, was on auction today, would it go for more than a high gloss of McDavid? And I thought it might. I thought it probably will.
Well, that was my question. Like, I have no idea how you would value a card like this. Like, I don't know if it's a $5,000 card, a $10,000 card, or a $50,000
Put it on auction.
card.
I think what you do is you see how often the regular ones come out, And then I think you can kind of base it off of that. And once you start seeing the value of the silvers, I think that'll help establish the red and the gold. I think right now, if you put something out, it's a crapshoot. It could go for tons and tons of money, or someone could be convinced that it's not a rookie, it's not a big deal. When it's a 1-on-1 of arguably the best player in hockey right now. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Okay, again, just because I think this stuff is fun, just to play out the game theory or logic. If you pulled this card today, and Phil, we can all give our opinions. Are you trying to sell it right away to capitalize on the momentum, or are you holding it for 6 months or 3 months or 2 months or whatever? Kind of like what you said, Billy, to let the values get established of some of the other parallels to maybe increase the perceptive value of a card like this. What are you doing, Phil? You dumping it right away, or you waiting?
I would 100% wait. I'm a 1998 Gretzky refractor OPG Chrome guy, right? 20 years it took for that card to go. This card will fly. This, especially the gold, but even the reds and the silver outbursts, I think are going to be a smashing hit. I think people are just a little upset today because they don't like change, but I think this is great change, in my opinion.
I want to ask you, Billy, because I know you're not allowed to sell your own cards. But
I was going to say this is a trick question, but to give you an honest answer, I would if I got something like this, I would put it at an outrageous price. If someone is going to buy it at an outrageous price, otherwise I'm keeping it. He's not yes, obviously a cup is going to help this guy 100%, but he's still arguably one of the best players in the 10 years that he's played. So I would just, if I were to get this card and did not work for Upper Deck and could sell it, I would put it at a ridiculous price on whatever, and then just pretty much hold on to it. I know I'd be holding on to it. You know, those guys on eBay that put something at $100,000 and it's not even worth a tenth of that.
So there's 5 retro outburst silver on eBay right now. They're all $700, except for one Timmy Stutzel's asking for 5. None have sold yet on eBay. I'm sure there's been deals everywhere, but I mean, people are realizing posting a price isn't the same thing as a sale price. But let's see what happens. It's day one.
I wanted to
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wanted to ask the advice as we're about to open our packs, because I'm sure it's in one of these 3 packs.
No, the Timmy's in there. Stutzel.
Or what were you gonna say, Billy?
I was gonna say this was our big hit from our case. Just saying.
Oh, nice, Billy. All right, bring that to the expo. I'll trade you.
It's the regular base. I can't. It's a numbered card. I can't. It goes to our QA. So
can QA trade me?
Yeah, dent one of your cards and mail it into Upper Deck, and then maybe they'll give you this one. But I'm just joking. No. Joking, people.
I've never done that. I've never mailed my card. Ah, there's Corpy.
Yep. You just solo. Oh, wow. This is a horizontal pack. Laffy.
Having a good year.
Yeah.
He'll be good.
Ross Colton. Hellebuck.
Great goalie.
A-lines. So this is another speckle.
Come on. Say it right.
Aligned.
Oh, aliens? Alliance?
No, this is me being too clever with an insert name again.
Oh, like metallics?
Yes. It's 100% like metallics. It's aligns.
I said that 10 seconds ago. No one said anything.
I'm from Minnesota. We always say our
lines.
So
so people think it's A lines, but it's because it's like the top line. But notice the cards all aligned and everything like that.
It's A lines. It's A lines. And
do they all come together like the constellation cards, Billy?
Hey, those are great cards.
So I assume that this is a speckled parallel.
That is a speckled parallel, yes.
Okay. All right. There we go. And the next one, another gaming card, one of the XP cards, Crosby. What does 20 XP mean? Do I win? Do I get a prize?
When you go up a level, you get it's like experience is what it is. So it's like you going up a level. So he's played 20 years. So it's 20 years experience.
Oh, that's witty.
Witty. Yeah, it's kind of a cool looking card.
Okay,
Then
Billy,
the last
who really
hit.
gave you
Oh,
that
here's
idea?
Bill's. Bill, you texted me about this with a naughty
I
word.
like it.
How much you like it so much?
I don't know. I like the sign. I'm a sign guy. I like the checkpoint font or something. It's cool.
That's clever, Billy. Again.
Ah, look at you go,
This is
Billy.
the one I hate the most, and it's probably going to be your favorite. Checking a Red Wing player. I was
Faber.
Brock
No,
Faber.
I'm not. Most auto people hate Detroit. I don't hate Detroit. I don't.
Well, I figured Josh would enjoy it because it was Faber.
Is that our favorite one?
Oh, you should go to work for Billy.
Get out of here, Louis.
There's one that's amazing. I hope we have. Oh, this one. Wi-Fi's is amazing. That dude is off the ground.
Oh,
that is
a good
cool.
one.
I like that one.
I feel, is that card translucent? No, right? That's just a reflection.
No, it's rainbow foil board.
Okay.
Look at Skinner's looking at all the pucks go by.
Get your Skinner card out of here.
Kucherov.
I want to see a crossed up card. That's what I'm waiting for. Hit one, Josh. Hit one.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Phil, you get overexcited.
Well,
all right. Next pack.
I'm not the one who takes an hour to open a pack of cards.
I'm trying to read the base card so I don't get yelled at.
Someone help this man to read.
Broken. Oh, there's Timmy. There's Timmy Tantrums.
Hey!
Timmy Tantrums.
I'm getting messages from my boss. I hope it's good.
Oh, probably wants to kick me off.
Here's the Young Guns Deluxe.
Veleta.
Is he any good? Chat, is he any good?
Got a deluxe. Oh. He's a coyote. Unless his name's Gunther, no one's paying attention.
Yeah, I gotcha. Oh, there you go. Another Young Guns.
Oh.
God, my eyes are so bad. Well, Sam Colangelo. Oh, there we go. So two Young Guns in that pack. And then Shesterkin. Fortress.
The greedy man himself.
Nice. Terry. O'Connor. Chris Carter. All right, one more pack.
All right.
Come on, Billy. Where's my gold outburst 101? Can I hit the Bedard 101 in this or no?
Oh, I guess there's a Bedard 1 of 1, right? Second year card in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Voronkov, Huberto, Benson, Korchinski, Truba. Here's the first Dazzler.
Dazzler's got to glow up this year. Hey, look at that. It's a step in their evolution.
We changed up the Dazzlers. I think I love these. Like these,
they're nice.
It was the same thing over and over again. And when the designer came back to me with this, I was like, love it. Like I didn't get much. I think there was like one line that was somewhere I didn't want it, but other than that, it was just like this is a nice change of pace.
Bobby's here and is requesting we start over. Do we want to vote on that or do we keep going?
No.
Okay. Dazzlers cool. Another canvas. Troy Terry.
Canvas is cheaper production-wise to print because of the cardboard, right?
No.
Oh.
The canvas is actually laminated. It's
really?
There's a laminate on top, which costs more money.
It feels so matte.
Oh, and then here's which one is this? Oh, FOV. Is that Field of View?
Yes.
Nice.
Good job, Josh.
Nice spot.
His face is in the corner.
Hold on. Sorry, I have to.
That was another Baba Louie Hobby hot take.
Sorry, Billy. It's a contractual obligation.
Oh, that's okay. I have one for you too, and I'm so mad because I think I left it someplace else. We opened up these little Disney shoe things at work today.
Yeah.
And I got one of the rare chase ones, series 1. It was the Winnie the Pooh, and it was literally the Pooh on the shoe.
Oh, nice. Yep. Fantastic.
There we go. Okay. Then last base cards here. We got Kai Cardiac, Cole Perfetti, Mom Spaghetti, Jordan Kyrou, and Alex Tucker.
I thought he'd be better. I thought Kyrou would be better.
No, he's not bad.
He's okay.
All right, we're going to continue our tour down. Once I get rid of this.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
my camera might be a little fuzzy. I can't tell if that's
You
how this
have
card's
one,
supposed
Billy.
to look.
Can you bring that one? I'll trade you that one.
We actually pulled one in the case,
Oh man.
and they
Okay,
are
so-
extremely SSPs.
Easter egg too. I thought you guys were done with Easter eggs. No.
Well, we
I like
kind of
Easter
were,
eggs.
but
No,
I
don't be.
stuck this one in there.
No, Easter eggs are great, man. Always have them. Surprise. Who doesn't like surprise? You know who doesn't like surprises? Boring people.
Okay. So what's now is crossed up? Is it like crochet, like my grandma?
Cross
used to
stitch. It's
do?
100% like crochet. Like, so this one, sometimes I'm allowed to like have a little bit of my own personal life involved in cards. And my stepmom, who's been my stepmom since I was like 7 years old, so kind of like my mom, she was a big cross stitcher. A few years ago, she actually gave us, my sister and myself, some of her cross stitch stuff that she had done years that were hanging up in her house and in my parents' house for quite some time. I jokingly tell people that I have my Christmas decorations up year round because the item that I got was a Santa Claus crochet thing, or I'm sorry, cross stitch. So, I visit her around once a month or once every couple months. I fly back to Michigan, and she still has a bunch of her stuff up there. And so sometimes it's what you see, and sometimes it's that inspires you, and sometimes it's people that inspire you. And so I kind of wanted to do an ode to my stepmom, and came up with. I know everyone's going to be like, "Oh, you're just redoing 16-bit," and that's not the case at all. In fact, originally these cards looked like 16-bit cards. Oh, good job.
Good job, Neil.
And I actually had to have the artist redo them because I go, no, this doesn't look like cross stitch. It looks like you built another 16-bit card. I want cross stitch. And so they gave it has like a little cross stitch texture to it. You can see like little, if you have one up close, which you don't, but you can see like little square
I like it better than the 16-bit. I like it better. I think they complement each other, but I like this one better.
The only thing that I wanted the frame, and when they added the frame, somehow the name got taken away. So there's no names on it, and I'm kind of embarrassed about that aspect of it because I thought there was going to be a cross stitch name on the card. But other than not having a name, I still think I really like the cards. As I said, I did a while ago in Allure, I did the Blue China parallel, and that was an ode to some grandparents of mine.
Nice.
And friends of mine.
Another
So
banger card.
They all had like that Blue China stuff. So, I'm able to sneak stuff that means something to me. Someone asked me, I think it was Coach Co was asking me like if he wanted to be on a card. I'm like, I haven't even been on a card. And we don't really put people on cards. There's a sneaky way that they do it. I think it's more in gaming stuff. I tried to sneak myself on a card recently, and it made it pretty far. And then they said, no, I have like an insert that the back of it looks like an old comic book, where you can buy the sea monkeys and all that other stuff. And on those, they have like little pictures of kids like giving their testimonial or saying whatever. So I built it to where we were going to use kid pictures of a few of the product guys on the back of a card, like just when we were like 4 or 5 or something. And Party Pats was hilarious. Just imagine that guy as a kid. It was hilarious. But unfortunately, it got nixed throughout the process. But I made it halfway to a card, I guess you could say. But we don't always like put ourselves on. We don't need to put ourselves on cards. How about that? Even though I just told you a story of me trying to get myself on a card. But that being said, I still have an opportunity sometimes where I can find spots to kind of put stuff in there that means something to me. So that's where the crossed up came from. It's not a bite on 16-bit as much as people are going to say it. It is 100% has to do with my with my beehive. The frame. I do like that comparison, but it 100% has to do with my stepmom and my ode to her.
You said the name disappointed you that
so
it disappeared a little bit. So do you not see the cards immediately? Like, I know you said once it prints, sometimes it looks different once it prints than on your computer monitor. Do they not do a master run of just one sheet of everything so you can look and say, okay, go ahead?
So they do that, but I'm not one of the people that looks at the cards.
Okay.
What I do is I build the sets. I review the designs. And so my job is to review this. So a lot of people that yell at me about like this card being built or that card being built. Or
Yeah,
this
I want Ovechkin's name,
like,
Billy. What the heck?
I give direction. And I'm telling you right now, that job is not easy. They have to know all the inventory that the autograph deals that we have, the memorabilia that we have. And you got crazy people like me wanting this many players to have autographs and this many players to have memorabilia and the checklist to have all these type of players and stuff. It's a lot of work for everybody. But for me personally, I build the sets, I give direction, and I approve designs.
Wouldn't it be good if you
sometimes the first time I see the card is literally when it comes out of a box.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be good
when I
if you
see the card, I meant the finished card.
So when that master sheet comes out and Billy's not in the room to see Ovechkin's name out there, wouldn't it make... I don't run a big company. I run a very little baby company, so I'm just being a bit ignorant. I apologize. Wouldn't it make sense to bring you to that meeting?
Yes, and yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, in the fact that yes, I'd like to see that stuff. No, in the fact that I only have a certain amount of time in a day, and we're already pressed with many meetings going over designs and trying to build stuff. And
planning
part of my job is to review other people's builds and stuff. So there's a lot on our plate, and if we have to take even more time off to review stuff, they go through reviewing processes. Now, I say I don't look at it. That doesn't mean that our project manager doesn't look at it. That doesn't mean that our legal team doesn't look at it. That doesn't mean that our coordinator doesn't look at it. That doesn't mean that pre-press and our design team doesn't look at it. A lot of people look at it. I'm just usually not one of them.
You just speak so passionately about certain things, and just when someone's that passionate about something, they want to see it through beginning to end. But when you're part of
don't think I don't sneak. Like, if I know something, don't think I don't sneak to the desk and say, let me see that. I do, like, in Canvas is one that I do that a lot of, because I just like to see the imagery, and our coordinators love to find unique images. And so, I mean, one of our coordinators, he was super excited when he got that canvas, was it the Messier canvas card, and it has Gretzky interviewing with Paul Coffey standing right next to him. Like, he already has like the black and white and the regular version at his desk because he loves that card so much.
Nice.
So he's like bringing me over. You got to see this. You got to see this. Sometimes they'll show me other, like the checkpoints. I actually asked to look at all the checkpoints.
Okay.
I want to see if they're checkpoints or if they're the guys just, like, sometimes they don't let us do, like, they don't like to show fights, and they don't necessarily like to show people getting hurt. So
part of life.
You get like one of these, some of these are like, come on, like Cole Perfetti. It's like, it looks like he's holding himself up on the guy's back.
Yeah.
This one shocked me. It was Crosby actually, doing so. I couldn't believe he was in the
check there. Interesting.
Yeah, but like some of these, like I said, like this one, like getting drilled in the face. Like, I was kind of surprised, but I'm not complaining.
Kids are gonna have these cards. Be careful, guys.
This is one of the inserts I definitely wanted to look at before they went out.
So Robert Doyle has a really good question about these crossed up Easter eggs. Are they all current players, or are there any legends that you?
I think they're all current players. We are, and I know this frustrates people, but we are stepping away from using legends so much in just in like flagship products and stuff. We like to keep our legends for more higher. I won't even say higher end, because stuff like artifacts and SP game use gets legends, but in sets that don't necessarily need it, and in second, I'm reading an email I got. Oh, that's not me. I'm like, why am I getting emails at 7:40? But we're stepping back from using legends. We want them to feel special, and so we put them in special sets. And something like Flagship, which runs on Young Guns, it doesn't need legends in it. It needs Young Guns. You know, something like Extended, it needs Young Guns. I found that out the hard way because nobody cared about the really cool inserts that we put in there. All they cared about was the Young Gun checklist. So yeah. I think these are all. I know they're all active players.
Okay, great. I'm going to move on. We briefly mentioned holotypes, but I do want to spend a couple minutes talking about those. And so these are pretty tough chases. There's 30 players on the checklist. To hit anyone is 1 in 504 packs.
Whoa.
Yep.
And so it's like 1 in 15,000 packs if you're chasing a specific player.
That's crazy.
Hit one of these cards. And I love the living set idea. I know that other companies have done that, and it's kind of, I think, fun as a collector, and it gives you FOMO, right? Especially if you don't jump on right away when you're into, you know, get them like when they first come out, knowing that this is really the only, like in this case, Logan Cooley, it's the only time as part of a living set that he'll ever have a holo type card, correct?
Yep. And figuring out the number of how many players to do was definitely a challenge, because I think at first I was like 50, and Grant's like, no, you're gonna run out of players quick. I'm like, no, you get all the new rookies from the year before. He's just like, you don't want all those rookies from the year before.
Yeah.
And so I think we agreed upon 30, and I think he was still even a little skeptical on 30. But I convinced him that
you put Kevin Fiala and Rob Thomas, but no Brady Tkachuk out of the 30. Kevin Fiala.
Well, that's because we think Tkachuk's going to be playing for a while. So
fair enough.
He's going to leave some hits, right?
Dylan Larkin.
Now, are you going to do something like if there's a big trade, like if Brady Tkachuk gets traded to the Rangers? Would you?
No, he's my guy. I like Brady's game. I'm an Ottawa fan, but I'm a Brady Tkachuk. I like Brady's game. There's not another player in the league like Brady Tkachuk. Don't get me going, Josh. It's ridiculous. This card looks great, Billy. This card looks great.
There's a question for Billy. But no, like, for instance, if a guy does get traded, would you do another holotypes, or is it just only one?
It's only one. And I understand the question, and we've done stuff like that before, but no, it's only one. And yes, I know that it says this whole Utah and Coyote, that just, man, if they could have figured out a name for the team, if they could have figured out anything at any reasonable time, it would have been very helpful for us. But unfortunately, they took their time.
How inconsiderate of them.
Yeah, right? They don't think about us. But yeah. I'm just looking at the Fiala comments. The whole you got Fiala story, right?
No,
I don't.
Jeez. Fiala's rookie year, it just like we made a joke because it's like every box and like it just seemed like they had a Fiala autograph, and it got to the point where it's like you got Fiala when we would do our case checks and stuff. And so we actually had Kevin Fiala inscribed, I think, on one of his SPA cards. You got Fiala. And
nice.
It's an inside joke with us, but man, he had a lot of autographs his rookie year. I'll just put it that way.
Do you have a holotype on your desk, Billy?
I don't. We didn't pull one. Big pull was the crossed up, I guess. And it's kind of cool because there's a variety of rare chases. Like each box there's a rare chase. There's a couple rare chases in it. You know, you're gonna get your 6 Young Guns. You're gonna get your 4 canvas. You're gonna get your 6 gaming cards. You're gonna get your 8, kind of basic inserts. Then you're gonna get 2 different sparkles from 2 different, forms and parallels. You're gonna get your black canvas or your, like black parallel of the gaming or the gaming cards and stuff, or you're gonna get your pink dazzler. You're gonna get 1 blue dazzler. Then you get like one rare card, and then you get another rare card, which could be a numbered card. It could be oh, and your clear cuts too. I mentioned. Where's my stack of goodies here? I showed you that. Yeah, or it could be like your population counts, your exclusives, your high glosses. There's more numbered cards in here. Like I wanted to add a lot more numbered stuff into the set, and I think we did that. And then also, like I mentioned earlier, just rare parallels that, as I said, for some reason people are flying through, but they'll find out eventually through time that they're a lot rarer than they think they are.
Takes
I
time.
have one more question on holotypes, and it's obviously amazing that you come on our show and you talk about the fact that it's a living set. But is there any like official documentation on like your website, or how do people know, or does it say on the back of the card that this is part of a living set?
No,
I don't even know what that
just-
means. What does a living set mean? It's out
it
right
means
now.
it means it's an ongoing set that no card will repeat itself,
Okay.
or no
Like,
play.
So
no
there's
player
one
will be
McDavid,
repeated.
and that's it.
No,
Yeah.
it's us telling people. It's our marketing department telling people. It's word of mouth. I mean, that's kind of how they're going to find out whether we come on your show, whether things are put on social media,
Sure.
or whether Jeremy Lee tells somebody down the like at a card show. You know, that's how you find out.
When he says something, everybody hears.
I gotcha. Okay, we got to go back and open some more packs real quick here. Got 3 more, right? So we've opened up half the box so far. Not able to quit my job, but that's okay. Still 6 packs left. One for big.
If someone
you guys-
if someone joins the 199 club while you're here, maybe you could quit your job.
Maybe.
190.
Q, he's talking about Patreon. Shooter. Jesper Fast. Arturi Lekkinen. Jared McCann. Connor Ingram. I think the hits first is next. Nope. Oh, Connor
Nice.
outburst over. Connor Clifton. These pop just so
They're so sharp, eh? Yeah, that's great.
Love these.
Very nice.
Love them, love them, love them. Oh, Phil's guys.
Oh, my favorite.
$60,000, Phil. You want
Yeah. No.
it? Okay.
No, I can smell the failure off my monitor.
Okay.
Not the design though, Billy. The design's great.
Oh, another checkpoint. Jimmy Vesey. All right, there we go. And then we've got Trocheck, our boy, Farmington, Minnesota, Jake Ottinger, Joseph Wool, and a goalie pack, Georgiev.
Josh, can you go back to the checked up or the check card? Is your thumb over? Yeah. Is it like smooth, or is it looks like it's sticking out?
No, it's like a rainbow foil. No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. 2 more packs in this round.
Is that half the box after? Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, this is pack 8, I believe.
All right. Over half.
Brett Burns. Oh, here's a Red Wing. Andrew Kopp.
It reminds me of a year.
Checklist. Nylander and Kucherov. There you go. JT Miller. Oh, our second Young Guns renewed.
Nice.
Yeah. How do you say his last name? I'm afraid.
Semin. Alexander Semin.
Okay, thanks. Jesper Wallstedt.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. There you go, Louis. The #1 goalie prospect for the last 27 years that the Wild never seemed to want to play. Oh, and then another portrait pasta. David Pastrnak. Then it got to be due diligence. Go through the base cards. Marino. Jenner.
That'll look good on my Wild goalie wall.
Yeah, You think you're getting that? Okay. Then one more in this group.
All of a
Maybe
sudden,
fine.
we see, like, Louis breaking through that door in the background.
Yeah.
No.
Josh falls over. Oh my God.
Lorne.
Big honey badger Louis runs in. The design reminds me. There's got to be another year that the base design is similar. Is there not a year? Because I know I have a Brady Tkachuk clear cut.
If you ask people online, they'll say every year.
No, don't listen to them. People, the weakest people have the loudest voices, man. And I'm loud, so I hate saying that, but it is true. I forget.
So
I'm trying to find it.
you were talking about Fiala, Billy, on the Gong Show. Every box,
Yeah,
we get O'Reilly'd. There we go. You can tell this box is meant from us. And then
Wait, go back.
What?
That's a nice looking card.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Now,
Josh.
You're not
Yeah,
even saying anything about it? Like, wow, this is a really cool looking card.
Is there a news article on the back? Or
yeah. Explain the breaking news.
Well, it's that they did something important. Like here,
It's the 1000th game. I got you. Yeah, it's kind of got that cracked ice vibe. I do like this.
Cracked ice. Come on. You can see your reflection in those things. Hold it close to your face.
Hold me closer.
I can't see anything, Billy. It's blurry.
Now that it just went from a PSA 10 to a PSA 8 with you touching your face on it.
No.
Some people pay extra for that.
Look, you can see your reflection in the card.
that's subjective.
I can't. Sam Reinhart and Sharon Govich, Marco Rossi, Quinn Hughes, and half of the Hughes bros. You know about the other Hughes bro, right? The step bro.
I hate them all because they played at Michigan.
True. We can agree on that. So you have Quinn Hughes, Jack Hughes, Luke Hughes, and then Jack Quinn, right? The honorary Hughes bro.
Yep.
All right, Louis, we're gonna go. I want to skip some stuff because we kind of already talked about them. Let's
Connor.
Well, actually, we can talk about the gaming cards really quick. Just go through the parallels. Each of them has all four of them. There's a co-op, field of view, PvP, XP. They're all the base are 1 in 8 pack odds, and then they have Speckle, which are 1 in 48 parallel, 1 in 48 pack odds. Blue, which are 1 in 192. Green out of 199, and then gold out of 25. So, and then checkpoint. Yeah, here's what I wanted to get to. Is the portraits. So this is your playground, Billy.
Yes,
every
sir.
year. So I have two questions. Number one, what's the theme this year? And then is Connor Bedard okay? I kind of feel like we need to call somebody for him right now.
I'm gonna you get inspired when you see some stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
And you get influenced every now and then. And there was a picture that I saw at International Fight Week in Vegas of Ronda Rousey, and I'll show you the picture because I'll take like photos and I'll save stuff on my phone, like when I see stuff. So this is the photo, and I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Now you can see it.
Yeah.
Where the artist took 9 Polaroids and kind of made a picture, but these are 9 different Polaroids. It's not like one photo cut into 9 pieces. And I'm like, that's kind of a really cool concept. So it took a few tries, but I kind of wanted to kind of do, like, you notice, well, they're not supposed to, but I don't know if they line up or not. They're not supposed to line up, but completely. But that's kind of the whole concept of it. Portraits, it's like that's based off of a portrait. It's always kind of a different portrait that I like to look into, and so I'll sit there. Sometimes I've Google searched portraits and just looked at all the different weird stuff that comes up. This one was inspired by some photography that I saw in Vegas, and I really like the concept. And I'm like, that's this year's portrait. It'll be a little tamer than it has in previous years. I already got next year's all planned out. So
next year's is wild, I assume.
It's not too wild, but it's different. It's definitely different.
Gonna be triangles instead of squares.
Yeah, right. But no, I really like. I like the how these turned out. I think they're pretty cool. So
they're sharp. They look sharp.
Would you ever repeat a design, or in your mind, does portraits have a whole new concept every year?
Oh, a whole new concept every year. And I've explained this to many people. Like portraits just became, when I was building the set, it was like a close-up photo of the player, whether they're playing or like on ice or off ice, and they were like, everyone's like, just get rid of portraits. Just get rid of portraits. And portraits serves a purpose. Like UD portraits, like that should be an insert in a set. It's a nice insert name. It is a different type of photography. It should be an insert in the set. The problem was I don't think we were making them right for a few years. So I said, okay, I'm going to flip the script and I'm going to have you guys talking about portraits, and not in a way like get rid of them, but like, did you see the portraits this year? And we've had some fun. I did the Step Brothers one where it's like the floating head and stuff. And some of these are based off of, like, I have that school picture where it's me and then there's a photo like up here. I have that. Like the only thing that upsets me about that is I wanted that to be in a, remember the school packets that you used to get, and it was like almost like this, like
the
like
5x7, the wallet
frame
size,
thing.
yeah.
But the big one, it came in like this like plasticky kind of bag, and it had like a little frame around the bag, and you saw your face. Like that's what I wanted the outside to be. The first year I messed around with portraits. So then I'm like, all right, let's do, like, you see the people with the laser beams in the background and stuff. Let's do that. The next year was supposed to be like a Wild Wild West, and unfortunately, there was some miscommunication on what type of photos to use, and I didn't get what I wanted. That's where the whole, if I would have seen the photos and the cards ahead of time, I would have immediately said, no, this is not what I wanted.
Those are like sepia mug shots.
Yeah.
That was like 2021, I believe, right?
Yeah. So, and then we did the paintings, which is still my favorite. My sister, who doesn't even collect cards, collected those cards. And I know, like, some people hate them, some people love them, and
I love them.
That's what I kind of go for on that insert set. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't necessarily do it for a reaction, but I want to get 50% of the audience. That's what I want.
Well, isn't there like an old saying, if you try to please everyone, you please no one?
Yes, right? Exactly.
And so you have to kind of, follow your instincts in some cases. And like I've said this many times, as people know, but one of my favorite things about you and your role at Upper Deck is you're not afraid to get weird and to try stuff. And that is, that's how designs evolve. And when you take risks, sometimes it doesn't work out, and other times it does.
Yeah, I've seen the best and the worst. I'm thankful that Grant lets me, he'll shake his head at a couple things, but he gives me the opportunity to at least try a few things. And there'll be times where he'll be like, how did this get past me? But there's other times where, he's just like, all right, because I'll be like, no, Grant, this is what I wanted. This is what I see. This is what I want. And he'll be like that. Okay. All right.
Can you give us an example of something that slipped past him?
Constellations.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so good.
Go back and watch her show Jean and watch her face on that one when she came to you there, Billy.
And she's like, the funny thing is, I got that, and I think the head was either too big or too small. I'm like, no, I want the heads like this. I just sorted through the case. Unfortunately, I didn't get a full set of it on purpose, but like, I want to put the puzzle together and take it, because it's actually kind of cool if you put the puzzle together. Did Gene show you guys the puzzle or no? Someone told me they saw it and Gene had it or something. Maybe they just saw it in her office.
These like sheets. I can't remember what she called them, that she was like referencing. They're super secret, and I think I might have got like a glimpse at it. But yeah, I got the whole thing.
There's a whole puzzle to it. It's fun, and again, it's one of those things. You know what people compare it to also is there's I think it's like a Summit series or Canada USSR set or whatever in the 70s, and it had like weird big heads also.
Okay.
But that wasn't the inspiration. I wanted to do like this big constellation where the players' heads were the planets, and it's just a fun insert. As I said, some people are going to want to put that thing together and enjoy it, and some people are going to say it's the stupidest thing and the ugliest thing I've ever seen without knowing the background of it or knowing that it's a puzzle. And some people will still say it's the dumbest and stupidest thing I've seen, even knowing that it's a puzzle. But like I said, it was something I wanted to kind of try and see and have a little fun with. Like, you'll notice not all of my there's going to be one in a big set like that. There's going to be one. I tried to in stuff like in series 1. I think this is one of the first years I can actually say in a flagship I don't really have unless you consider like the gaming stuff, like kid oriented. Like I had Teacher's Pet one year, and I've had some other stuff where I kind of have like something that maybe you'd think kids would enjoy. Granted, these kids that I think would enjoy cards are now walking around with Zion boxes that have $10,000 cards in them that outdo my collection of, hockey and women's soccer cards. But yeah, I try to do something like that, and that's what the Constellation is in Metal Universe, is something to have fun with, and like I said, put a puzzle together. But that one slipped by Grant. I think it was because I was working with Gene on it, and then it's just kind of like, okay, it's done.
I like how you said the head's too small and it got really big.
Yeah.
Oh, that card. Yeah, it's good.
All right, so here's kind of our game plan for the rest of the show. Unless there's any other thing we need to talk about with Series 1, we're going to give away a box to the chat, courtesy of MINTINK.
Nice.
I think next, and then got a couple of little local card show announcements, and then a few minutes for Q&A, and we'll go from there. But I wanted to kind of lay out the agenda and let the chat know that we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A with you. But is there anything left from Series 1 that we need to get in there and people need to know?
Let me look at my stash here, if there was anything else. I think you guys hit everything. I apologize for not getting you guys any images or us being able to put up images. Unfortunately, we have our vendors help out, take pictures of us, and that's what we use for our Facebook page. And they must have someone new or something. They were taking pictures from far away, and they were angled wrong, and it was none of them were really usable for our Facebook page, because I kept asking, like, where are they? And they're like, yeah, we can't use any of them, Billy. And by that time, it was too late. So sorry you had to do that work. And then I will just preemptive strike something right now for people that are going to be asking questions. I am not in the customer service department, so I don't know where your redemption is. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry if they gave you a card you didn't want as a replacement. That's not my department. What else is not my, like, I build the sets, and I that's my job, and
You're gonna love
almost
the
everything that I can. I can't give away print runs unless there's numbers on the cards. I can do that. And I cannot tell you where the Bedard 101 is.
It's in a hobby box.
And what else? Am I missing anything?
No, but okay. Well, we'll get to that, because we've got a whole theme. No, you're getting ahead of yourself.
Sorry. I pulled the fill. I'm sorry.
You pulled the fill.
It's
All
okay.
right, well,
it happens to the best of us.
Let's give away a box. Baba Louie, are we ready with our giveaway? So here's how it works. We use StreamYard as the platform that blah, 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 boring, helps us to broadcast our show. They have a giveaway tool that works off of chat. And in a second, what we're going to have everyone do that wants to win a box of 2024-25 Series 1 hobby box, courtesy of our good friends at MINTINK. So if you're in Canada, you need your Series 1 fix, hop on right now to mintink.ca, grab some boxes. They can ship to anywhere in Canada.
Okay, and if you go to the expo, MINTINK has a great booth that has like lots of cards that you can go through, which I did a lot of. And check them out at the expo.
So how you enter is we're going to give you a hashtag in a second. Right, Baba Louie?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. And you're going to enter that hashtag into the chat. We'll give it about a minute, and then the system will pick a winner. It'll show the winner on the screen. If the winner is you need to message us so we can get your contact information and we know who to send the box to. Sound good? Everyone okay? Phil, you look scared. Are you okay?
Can I win?
No. You can't.
Oh, Phil, I already tried to join the chat while we were.
I'm doing it right now. Yeah, I'm in, boys.
Okay. So here's the hashtag. Enter right now. Hashtag Billy C. Hashtag BILLYC. Let's go. All right, Louis, start it.
And did you guys see the face that Josh gave me when I interrupted him to talk about MINTINK's booth? Like, because he was
It was
like
murderous.
ready, like he was in the zone
Yeah.
talking about what he was supposed to talk about, and I interrupted him, and he just did not seem happy.
When
While you're
Joshy
waiting,
Blue-
don't forget, Marvel Studios Series 1 is also out. This stuff's there's 2 autographs a box, guys. 2
Who's
autographs.
autographing it? Superheroes aren't
Yes.
real, I think.
The actors that play them. All right, everybody enter Billy
Okay.
C. You got about another
Tobey
minute.
Maguire,
Let's
my
look at
hero.
some of these hits here. while we're waiting here.
Yeah.
You want to know? Oh, you want to know what I hate about this set and I love? So remember, I did these portraits. Remember these portraits?
Yeah.
Can you
So
forget?
we made these the right way in the Marvel set. They used
What's
foil,
different in them?
and they look so good.
Oh, that's
with
pretty
foil.
sharp, man. I don't
Yep.
get you. Can you make a cheat sheet? Like, I don't know what foil is and matte finish it. Like, I don't know any of that stuff. I guess I should, right? Like chromium.
PETG, Phil. PE.
Well, the
that's what they
PMS.
call
I
acid.
thought I knew what PMS was, but apparently I don't. That's all I heard all show. So I need like a flyer. I
So
need
you
a
got
flyer.
Your canvas card of Florence Pugh there.
Pew pew.
All right, like 30 more seconds. Get that hashtag Billy C. Come on.
I'm not a
You
big
win
Marvel guy. Can
box.
you do like Predator Aliens? Does Upper Deck have like rights to that?
Here you go. You got your Lunchbox Legends.
Oh, I don't want WandaVision. I want Predator. I want Sigourney Weaver. No?
And who doesn't need an Owen Wilson Future Watch card?
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Morbius.
Actually, that is pretty cool. What else you got in there?
It's numbered at 999. This is pretty cool too. We got our fluorescence of Falcon.
All right, kids, we got to pick the winner.
He's the
okay,
worst
Baba
X-Men.
Louie, go ahead and do it.
Doing it.
Drawing.
Or not X-Men, sorry. That other one. Is that it? The Currency
That's
Project?
your winner.
Yeah! Artem
31.
311. 311.
Want to say that again, Phil?
Is that Artem?
3111.
Artem, is that
I don't know.
Artem, my first hater? But we're cool now. I
Okay.
think that might be Artem. I hope it is him.
Well, Artem, courtesy of MINTINK, you just bought or won a box of 2024-25 Series 1. Message us on social media, please, so we can get that sent to you. That's kind of cool. Again,
Nice.
thanks to MINTINK for doing that. Okay, I'm going to breeze through really quick. Billy, we love to support the hobby, like I know that you do. Got to give a couple very quick local card show shout outs. I know maybe John is here too, but I know that Scott is here. So from our good friend High Gloss CBJ and the Gong Show Discord, if you're in the Columbus, Ohio area this Sunday, it's the second CCHS Comic Con, October 20th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. He does this card show. It's a nonprofit. He does it as a fundraiser for the high school, which is awesome. It's at Central Crossing High School in Grove City, Ohio, free admission. And then from another Discord user and friend and member, Cigar Scott, who's I know here in the chat, if you're in the Vestavia, Alabama area, hockey's homeland, Alabama, of course. Well, Scott will be there with hockey cards, which is kind of amazing. He's repping hockey in the South for sure, and we love that. Show's called The Flip. It's this Saturday from 10 to 4 p.m. $5 for adults to get in, $1,300 and free. You going to Alabama trade show, Billy? You going to sign some autographs? Meet your fans? You going to do that?
Is there a Red Wings game that night?
Oh, yeah. Don't invite Billy to anything when there's a Red Wings game. That's for sure. Okay. Now, Phil died, but that's okay. He'll be back. Now it's the Q&A part. And so, Billy, I'm very excited about this. I'm sure you've heard of Reddit's AMA as Ask Me Anything, but we got to do everything a little bit differently. And tonight, we're going to do Ask Billy Everything. It doesn't mean you have to answer it, but this is the hobby's chance. Now, we've got to ask our questions. I think, Baba Louie, you've been starring some of those as well.
I have been.
And we can go ahead and start with maybe those, but get your questions in the chat. And for a few minutes, we'll see what Billy can answer any of your burning hockey card questions. Okay, so here's a great one, Billy. It's from I'm going to move you and Phil, actually. So from Dennis 87 Pens, off topic, but I've been waiting a while for this question directed towards Billy. Are we getting buybacks again?
If you ask anyone in PDT, which is product development team, no, but you can never say never. That that product is so much work. I built the first one, and just finding all those cards. People think that we just like go in our warehouse and grab a bunch of cards and there they are. When I ask people if you go to the expo or at the expo, you saw me walking around spending my money. Well, that wasn't my money, but I was buying a whole bunch of stuff. I bought thousands of dollars worth of Young Guns at the show. I had guys from Klutz and Char were like giving me all these like old base cards and McDonald's cards from Canada that I'd never seen, and a bunch of other stuff. But it's so much work. You have to checklist it. And when you got like the checklist king, as your boss, that took a lot of work. I literally, and this is probably going on too long. I literally would like take a 800 count box to Buffalo Wild Wings with my computer and just sit there with the box, beer, cards, and then computer typing out. I'll tell you what, it's a great way for people to come up to you and ask you what you're doing, but that for like weeks and weeks and weeks. I would take a box home with me or take it to wherever and just work on it for an extra 2 hours until my computer died after work.
So is that a no?
We don't want to do it again. It's so much work. It's a fun product, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Okay, here's from GC. It says 2 minutes to find from live, but is it just adding things without removing equal doubt? Are we watering everything down? Is there a chance that too many inserts are a detriment? How do you balance all, the need for hits with making things rare? It seems like it's a very tough thing to do.
So when we made the parallels for the Young Guns, I believe it was only a +1. Like we took away 2. We took away the French and we took away the exclusive clear cuts, and then we added the 3 different outbursts and the deluxe. So I guess that's +2 or something. So it wasn't like outrageous.
Great move.
But we had to. I really feel when we restructured the packs also to have less cards, we had to do something to replicate, to make up for that. And I thought an extra insert would do that, and it adds like. Josh, you opened up a box. Like, how much variety did you see in there? There was a lot of it, and I saw a lot of variety, Billy. And I like the variety of it. And are there watered down inserts? Yes. There's not every insert can be, a super rare hit. What's funny, and this might be a question that someone's going to ask about PMGs. It's like I kept hearing people before the product came out and they saw the checklist talk about how much we've watered down PMGs because we have retros and we have this and that. And I'll tell you, we listen. People are like, oh, they're not going to listen to us. We listen to you. Wait till next year. Wait till you see how many PMGs are in there, because we definitely cut it back because if that's what you want us to do. But I can't wait to complain about the lack of PMGs. Right, exactly. But that's the thing is then they're opening up boxes. They're like, oh, we were trying to get a PMG. They don't get a PMG, and they were so disappointed. When in fact, there's like the acetate and the die cut inserts are extremely rare. And I think people are going to figure that out when they're trying to put sets together or go after their favorite player and realize, where are these cards? They're nowhere to be found. And then you have those 6 inserts to go along with Noise Boys, Jambalayas, and Metallics, which are even scarcer. There's like 9 inserts just in Metal Universe that are extremely rare. So stop flipping through your cards and start looking at ratios. Mm-hmm. Next one. Billy, if UD did employee exclusive of an outburst, what color would you want it to be? Like purple or blue? I think we've stuck with that whole magenta kind of thing. So I have a feeling they would be magenta. Okay.
Emerald would be cool. Emerald outburst? Okay, maybe not.
Okay, 2-cent hockey card says, Billy, any talk of bringing back You Crash the Game?
It has not come up. No.
Okay. Next one. Any other Easter eggs in Series 1 this year? Also, why no change in the Fanimation design?
So as for Easter eggs, We decided this year, except for I think the crossed up, we were getting kind of tired of like all of our competitors hyping all this stuff before the product comes out, and these are these big hits, and look at this, it's a replica of Color Burst, but we changed the design of it a little bit, and now it's something else called Color something or so. So we decided this year, like, let's show you what we got for the most part. Let's show you some of the big hits. So there's hype before the product comes out, and not like that, like, oh wait, what is this? And then people get excited about it. We wanted to get people excited about it from the start this year. So we'll still sneak in a couple here and there. I know that's the plan for Series 2 and next year and stuff, but we really kind of wanted to show everybody what we had. Fanimation is a 2-year program every year. The first year we did the city backgrounds, and then downtowns came along. The next year we did kind of like a animation, like in your face kind of thing. Those were the second ones. The third one we did was the Fanimation. Like, have you ever heard of Fanimation jackets? It's kind of like, they have like the picture, and it's like the artwork and stuff on the back. That's what those were based off of. This year we did the big heads. And I already know what's next year. We haven't seen any of the artwork yet, but it'll change next year.
The city one's the best one.
Those were great. I love the big heads too. They're so clean. It's just such a clean design.
It was Spotify. So what's going on there? Okay. Somebody from YouTube is, will there be a legend canvas cards in Series 2 and extended?
That's a great question that I can't remember. I think we kept that. I can't remember. I have so many products.
Yeah.
I want to say we kept that.
I have so many products.
There's just a few things that we can, that is a lot, because it's established, and I'm pretty sure we kept it, but don't quote me on it. It's only on video that everyone can watch later.
Okay, before you answer this question, I'm going to switch while we kind of do our Q&A. I'm going to open up our last 3 packs to allow you to answer more people's questions while we're going there. You want to throw that one back up, Louis? Okay, is SP Signature Edition Legends one and done? And Brett says, I hope.
As far as I know, it is. I mean, there was an SP Signature Legends, but that was like in the 90s or early 2000s. We don't have any plan to redo it. That's part of our alumni deal. If we were to do something like SP Signature Legends, it would be, do we do something like we did with Chronology, where we had Chronology Volume 1 and Volume 2, and then it's like retired players and active players. I don't know if you do a Signature Legends. Oh, that's one a case right there. That's one of those things that people just see Dazzlers and are like, oh, but the pink Dazzlers are actually one a case.
Sharp,
nice.
Real sharp.
Yep.
Very nice looking card.
So my answer to that would be, there's no intention of redoing it, because you can't redo like, you can't
put a donut in there.
You can't redo the like the Future Watch and stuff like that. That was just like a perfect storm. I think that set came out great, and a lot of the alumni sets that we've built, the fan base and the collectors have been great about it.
Okay. Next question. Scott Neighbors, this may be proprietary info, but are all cards randomized and packaged in North Carolina?
No. We have multiple vendors.
Okay.
That's why Series 1 doesn't get to the US in time to put new skating rookies in.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it smells like meatballs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bolts on Ice says, Billy, with the introduction of Extended, is it easier or harder to build a flagship series? Well, that's a great question.
So the intention of Extended was to kind of create a set with using like a bunch of old designs, and it's like a really rookie based product. And we built it, and I thought it was a really cool product. And the only thing I heard was the Young Guns checklist sucks. That's all I heard. And then we did it again the next year, and I came up with we had other really cool designs. Young Gun checklist sucks. So it's like,
are cool.
Okay. guess we got to do something about this. So like, it's not a series 3, it's extended, but it's almost treated like a series 3. And I thought there was a ghost in Phil's room there. I saw like a door like slowly
Probably
open.
is.
No, it's a cat.
But
have you seen Phil's cat?
I think I have, but I can't
It's
remember.
gross. I'm sorry, Phil. He's sweet and everybody loves him, but he scares me. I just gotta.
Oh, that's cute.
He's
So
great.
long story short, what's difficult and is the fact that you're building more inserts per set. You don't have anything like O-Pee-Chee anymore because O-Pee-Chee's at a later date now that we can put new skating rookies in there. So you don't have O-Pee-Chee update. So you have to come up with other inserts and stuff. And that's where, we've brought back Champs, I think, and we brought back a couple other sets.
Love Champ. Great set.
But it is more difficult building Flagship, having to build 3 sets as opposed to 2 and coming up with inserts. Cause I've already explained, like, it's just finding insert names and inserts. And that's why you see some of the inserts coming back year after year. It's because they're established and, let's just not redo them, but, let's spice them up or do something different with them. But to keep coming up with new inserts year after year for all 3 sets is difficult.
All right, next question. Do you find yourself trying to predict trends when creating insert sets for upcoming years?
If predicting trend, like, there are things that I might say, oh, like, this is popular, maybe do something. I think that's more of our marketing department that's able to do that. We want to start the trends. We want to be innovative. I know that word has been thrown out a lot amongst podcasts, amongst forums, amongst everything of innovation. I've said this multiple times. I said multiple times. But I've said it, like, people don't like the exclusive licenses, and I understand they're thinking about their understanding of that. But to think that there's not competition, to think that we're not trying to make better cards than our competitors is wrong. Like, the whole time they've taken some of our employees, they've taken some of Panini's employees, and Panini's taken some of our, like, people have gone from other companies. And it's just like, you got some friends on the other side saying, man, I want to make better sets than them. I want to do better than them. I know, like, we don't have billions and billions of dollars that our competitors are throwing out into marketing and into pumping and into that sort of stuff. But so that's just even more challenge of, I want to make a better set with what we've got. And what we have is some amazing designers. What we have is, some very knowledgeable people in the card industry. And so that's a big plus on our side. But
best branding out there. You're in everybody's childhood. Yeah.
There's definitely some competition. And so we want to be the trendsetters. We want to be what people are going to be copying. It was nice, and I hated it also when I saw a Star Wars set that had a printing plate booklet. And I was like, oh, where'd you guys come up with that one? That came from Upper Deck, creating that a few years ago. So
why don't you trademark that?
I don't know if you can trademark that one.
You can trademark a descriptive word. You can trademark the Star Wars booklet.
Yeah.
Now, is a booklet a card, or is a booklet a booklet?
I saw that question earlier. As far as I'm concerned, it's a card.
Of course it is.
Alone on my throne. That's fine. All
right. A couple more questions, Baba Louie.
Self-explanatory, Billy.
I don't build stature.
You're such a turkey.
You want to know what's funny is when stature was built, we're like, guys, I think platinum was the only chromium product that we had, and we're like, we're gonna build a couple more, and so I built Allure, and somebody else built stature. So
Well, they want a lot more of it. So that other guy who built Stature, you should be like, you hit a grand slam and they want to see it again. Talk of the town, man.
I'm sure you'll see it again sometime.
All right.
Yeah. So sorry. The question was elephant in the room stature. I was like dying of. I'm still sick, so it took this long to have a coughing attack. From Bobby. Now we have this NCAA vote coming that could allow CHL players to play collegially in the U.S. If that happens, do you see it to be maybe profitable for Upper Deck to start putting out NCAA sets?
So there is there's licenses and stuff like that, and then there's school deals that other people have made. Look, we have the CHL, we have the AHL. Well, we're always looking for prospecting for hockey. That's a big deal. I don't know. There has been college cards before.
Yeah.
So I meant for hockey in our flagship.
Oh,
okay,
no.
Cool. I think actually I did, because we have the CLC license, and I actually I think there's 5 college cards in there. I want to say Richter had one. I can't remember who else the other ones were, but I think there were five guys that we had. Did I do Ryan Miller? I hope we did Ryan Miller.
What other products are you working on? Hannah asks.
All right, so products that I work on. I do all the flagship products. I work on the cup. I work on ice. I'm doing next year's ice. I think Pat did this last year as I did the previous years. I do SP Game Use. I do Metal Universe. There's a bunch of entertainment stuff I did, which I don't know if you guys know, but Marvel Series 1 comes out today.
Never heard of it.
But I've done some of the entertainment Fleer Ultras I've worked on. I've worked on regular Fleer Ultra. What other stuff? I worked on Parkhurst, but I don't think we have Parkhurst anymore. There's a bunch.
Yeah.
I don't have the list in front of me, and as I said, there's a number of entertainment products that haven't been announced yet. We're always looking for new licenses, and that's the thing is, I'm pretty flexible when it comes to being able to build stuff, because building hockey sets, and then entertainment wise, my history of entertainment stuff. I'm a big guy. I'm big into pop culture, so I do know a lot of that stuff too. So they let me build some of that stuff. I think Fleer Ultra Superman is one that we're working on that has been announced. DC Annual is another one. The first DC Annual set is one that's been announced. I worked on EX 2000. That was another one that will eventually come out here.
When's that coming? Any idea, time frame wise? People
Josh
are asking.
Is really excited.
I'm not exactly sure the dates.
Okay.
We get a date thing, but it changes. I work on wrestling too. So as I mentioned, the Metal Universe and Allure wrestling that's coming out, I worked on, and then I have another one that hasn't been announced that I worked on. I'm all over the place. Lots of meetings. That's when I said I have lots of meetings. That's part of it right there.
Hey Louis, I'm going to throw one up because the Currency Project asked, has Upper Deck ever considered hand painted cards in their hockey sets like Goodwin Champions Art of the Ages? I love these 101s.
We've done that. Masterpieces, we do that. On a regular basis, no, we haven't done it on a regular basis. But Ultimate used to have that, didn't it? Ultimate had the paint Ultimate Collection or something. They had painted cards, I believe. I don't know if they continued with that at all, but I know they've had painted cards. Do we have anything in the future doing that? I personally don't, but I have 3 other counterparts that build hockey cards. That is it 3? No, it's 4 now. 4. No, he does entertainment. Sorry. Anyway, I've got other people that might be doing that for their sets, but I personally am not.
Gotcha.
I use my artwork to make little square people, and to make people on thrones and people in cross stitch.
All All right, well, we're coming up on 2.5 hours here. Phil's dying. Phil's eyes are barely open at this point. Like
I'm a trooper. I'm good.
Phil wakes up at like 3 a.m. to do whatever weird things he does during the day. It allows him to buy hockey cards. Just a couple really quick things before we go. And then I have a personal pickup to show you, Billy. I don't know if you have any.
Me too.
Oh, good. I just want to take a very quick minute to thank our sponsors. These live shows are a bit different. We don't go through kind of our regular sponsor segments, but it's important to acknowledge their support of our show as they make this complete Gong show possible. Fanatics Collect. Check out their premiere auction, ends on the 24th. 9 hockey cards in it. And of course, the weekly auction ends this upcoming Sunday. Jeremy Lee and I will be back at it Sunday night for our weekly Fanatics Collect weekly auction ending watch party on Jeremy's Sports Cards Live YouTube channel starting at 8:30 Central this Sunday. Then remember, Slapshark's weekly eBay auction ends tomorrow night, Thursday. There's over 3,000 cards in this week's auctions. Many of those cards Billy designed. They're like his babies. Go buy Billy's babies, I guess. I don't know. There's some monster cards ending, like the Bedard Green PMG out of 10. Also, for hobby boxes and singles and breaks, check out MINTINK in Canada at mintink.ca. Okay, we're going to end the show.
We're going to trademark that. Billy's babies.
Buy Billy's babies.
Go buy Billy's babies.
Okay, personal pickups. Louis, you've got nothing. Phil, what do you want to show Billy?
Yes,
Oh.
Jake Sanderson RPA, which should have been out of 99, but that's okay. We'll take the 249. We'll take it. We'll take the wins. We're grateful for this card. Smashing hit this year, the Cup. Beautiful cards. It's 129 out of 249. I am looking for my 4-color patch. I haven't found it yet, but I need to pick this up. They're going pretty cheap. They're anywhere between like 250 and 350 right now. I feel like they'll drop sub 300 with, you know what? Maybe not if he keeps playing really, really well. So maybe you should pick some up now. Next. Yeah, an exquisite collection, but it's not as rookie exquisite. It's an endorsements relic. But it's still a great card, and I kind of didn't want to get it that hard, but I threw him a deal to get this card and the other card, and I threw him a deal, so I got both. Yeah,
that was so nice of Jake to add that inscription with that squiggle.
Beautiful,
yeah, right? That's what I just went back to look at. I'm like, okay, there's that
every letter.
Yeah,
and this was
it's like a trend, man. These kids, like, see Jeremy Swayman's autograph. It's like one of the things when I grew up, when I could be an adult, was get a cool signature like my dad did. I guess that doesn't matter anymore, right? Everything's digital now. Yeah.
Well, Joshy,
no. Well, yeah, but I don't show everything I get.
Okay, Billy, do you have anything you want to show? We're doing show and tell.
Sure. I got 2 cards. As I said, I collect women's soccer cards. So I got this Jordan card. For you Canadian people will know her. She's on the Canadian team out of 50.
Okay.
So what I'll do is sometimes I'll buy Canadian players and then bring them to the expo and trade for stuff that I like. So if I find stuff cheap, that's what I'll do. I got this one. This is a U.S. player, Emily Fox. She was the starting right fullback for the women's team that won the Olympics. I'm a fan of hers. So I got that. And then there's a phenom 17-year-old on the wave. She's actually on the U.S. national like U18 team or whatever that's playing in the World Cup right now. But Melanie Barcenas, that's her rookie. Or no, this is just her. I think this is her second year. It's her Shimmer out of 100
Nice.
card. So I wish I had like that's the stuff that I've bought. I was gonna say I got some autographs and stuff like that. Oh, you should. I'll show you an autograph I got.
Okay, let's see it.
I got it's not this week, but it's very recently. Might have had a little bit of early access. Let me find it here real quick. Sorry.
Is this in-person auto?
Yep, in-person auto. This is from Marvel Series 1, the US or the UD debut Tatiana Maslany She-Hulk card that I got signed by Tatiana in a nice green pen. I saw someone asking about pens. I do care about pens, but I'm not the person. I decide what color, but they are the ones that like test them and everything.
Well, you got a pen room.
That is an outburst UD debut of Tatiana Maslany signed by Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah, Tony told us about the pen room.
Yeah.
And you've never disclosed that information.
Oh. And then there's me, picture with Tatiana,
Oh, nice.
wearing my St. Pat's and my Lions gear.
Did you tell her you work for Upper Deck?
I gave her a box of She-Hulk cards.
Oh, nice.
So I go, yeah, like our company built the product. I didn't build that product, but I gave it. It's a fun product, and I gave her a box, and then I gave her some of her cards just individually.
Nice.
Too.
Can you
Yep.
use more gold pen for the autos? The gold pen is sharp.
Gold pen it just depends. Like I'm a big pen guy. Like I like I showed you, I get stuff signed all the time. So
Yeah.
I'm actually very picky on pens. But I'll tell you, gold doesn't show up on white very well. So if we're going to use gold, I think you need a darker background because I was looking at some of there's some cup cards and there's some ultimate cards. I think the ultimate ones were the ones that I kind of like. We used a gold pen or use a paint pen or Sharpie.
There's a blue.
It almost looked like it bled in with the white background.
Really, eh? Because the blue
I'll tell you one that goes through any color. It has is the blue paint pen.
Okay.
That's that bright blue. Those
it's too thick. I think it's too. Don't you think it's too thick?
There's thinner versions. There's thinner versions of the blue paint pen. It just depends on what direction that you give. And the only problem with the thinner ones is sometimes they like not bubble up. Like
for like that first year stature.
You get like no. That sucks. That's the same thing. You know what's funny is I remember I was working with Upper Deck one of my first years, and it was, speaking of Topps Tribute, it was Topps Tribute, I believe, had like the bubbling because it was on that thing, and they had that problem. And I'm just like, I hope we don't have that problem with
back to the pen room.
And it's the same type of paper, and it bubbled up on us. But no, it like ink blots or whatever. Like you if you have it standing in a spot for too long, too much ink comes out like sometimes, and it ruins the card. That's what scares me with the thinner paint pens.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I have one personal pickup. It's from today's Series 1. Baba Louie's going to throw it up here. Oh, the card we were showing is my card. It's the Golden Cooley. I did. Yeah.
Nice.
You Golden Gopher, row the boat. Sky Yuma, go Gophers.
How does it look in hand? Does it look good?
Well, I don't have it. I just bought it. You have your weird personal pickups rules where you only show them when they're in hand, but it's coming to me.
Oh, I thought you... Yeah, I don't think that's weird. I own things I can hold. No?
Okay. Well, it's coming. It's coming in the mail.
Sure.
I think I got a good deal. $30, Billy. Is that a good deal?
I think that's a very good deal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That's a very good deal.
Yeah,
I hope the person that sold that to you is not in this chat.
It's like a doubloon, right?
Okay.
Right, Billy? Like doubloons are pretty.
No, it's like 1 in 15,000.
That's what's crazy is the metallics, which Baba Booey incorrectly pronounces all the time. The metallics cards are like one a case, and I think they're gorgeous cards. And then the doubloons are really cool cards too.
Great cards.
Look at the price difference. How is one more than the other? They're both cool looking cards. They're both just as rare.
Yeah.
But for some reason, one is worth more than the other. I don't get it. But
I got a McDavid doubloon for $70.
I love the dual-sided chrome. Like I said, I didn't invent that. I know it's been done before, but it hasn't been done in a while. And we got some other tricks up our sleeves of stuff that hasn't been done in a while, which I'm looking forward to.
Boom.
Shot fired at you there, Phil.
Yeah.
All right.
Then. All right.
Billy, can I think
something about that's what I wanted to do.
What?
I wanted to set Louis up with like some his ePack account and maybe get him some packs or something that he can open up and realize you open up one pack, Louis. One. Yeah. That's not knowing anything about ePack. Come on.
He's an expert.
Yeah.
I've been entering the group for months now. And why does Louis get the perks?
I get because we need to convert him to. That's what I wanted to say really quick. Like you guys are talking about, like people seem to think that like that EPAC. Sorry, I know. Oh my gosh, look at Josh's face. He wants to get out of this conversation. But
He's
I
like,
totally
oh
forgot.
my God.
So I need to correct some of the stuff that you guys say on your show because they're going to believe you.
Do it. Yes.
EPAC.
Nobody believes
I'm telling you right now, one of the big things in EPAC, and our president will tell you, is the fact that, he went to school. He went to Michigan State for part of his thing, but he went to school in Indiana. And there weren't many card shops around. And it's just like, you have the opportunity to buy a pack of cards anytime during the day, any day of the week, unless the system's down, which rarely happens. But still, you can buy a pack of cards anytime. I can sit here and talk to you. I'm in Upper Deck and I can buy a pack of cards. Like that's cool. That's a cool concept that, that they've done. And there's physical components to every single pack. And we've created a trading community, which Phil has embraced.
Phil loves it. He's an e-packer.
It's, and it's so funny. Just do one thing. Don't name your, and people are now going to know this, but don't make your e-pack name the Cheap Bins after a radio show that you had when you were in college, because everyone will think they can send you really crappy trades because all you're doing is giving away your cards. That was a mistake I might have made, but they think like, oh, Upper Deck is just doing this so they can cut out. It costs our we don't talk margins much, but it's almost even, if not, selling hobby boxes does better for us than EPAC because there's all the scanning fees, there's the royalty fees, there's storage, there's sorting fees. There's a whole bunch of stuff that people don't understand are associated with the costs of EPAC. They just think, oh, they don't have to pay this or that or whatever. They're selling direct to the customer. That's not the case. We just want to be able to get more cards out to people that can't get cards. So that is a great platform that was created. It was like beginning of 2016. It was the McDavid Young Gun and stuff.
It hasn't had the legs. Just keep working on it. It's odd. Like, I know the website rebranding's coming. So that's going to be exciting. Not maybe rebranding, but quicker interface,
Yeah, we're constantly trying to improve it, and we talk about stuff all the time. And there's a group of people that we talk with that work for the company that we deal with on a daily basis to try to improve the set. And I'm constantly learning things that I can and cannot do when I build sets, and I'm constantly pushing the envelope of how to create cooler achievements and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Can you work with ComC to take better photos of the hits so they don't look like potatoes every time you pull one?
I have no control over what ComC does, unfortunately.
Let's get Ian from ComC over, Josh. He's their only customer service.
That's the thing too, is that people think we just keep printing. All those cards are sent to ComC before, like we have a specific amount. We already know we're sending to ComC, and that's it. And then it takes them time to scan all the numbered cards and the autographs and the memorabilia and stuff. And we also want to give the shops time to sell off the product. And then we always price it at market value. So they're like, oh, they price. No, we don't want to undercut our shops. And that's the reason why the price is where it's at. The owner of Upper Deck used to own a trading card shop. So anybody that thinks that he doesn't know, anything about trading cards, am I pointing in the right direction? I'm just joking.
When Trump said,
I'm teasing. No, but people think that the corporate side of it, they don't know trading cards. When in fact our corporate guys have owned shops, and now work in the business that they do. So I think that's very beneficial, and that bit of knowledge that they have is very helpful.
Do you want to defend yourself, Phil?
I would just like to speak the truth. When I watched the super old, when I was trying to describe to Josh and Troy the super old interview I saw Jeremy Lee have with an Upper Deck guy, Troy was like, "Oh yeah, that's the Upper Deck president." I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "No, it was for sure. It couldn't have been anybody else." Everybody on the planet believed Troy that it had to be the president of Upper Deck. About a month ago, a month ago, I'm watching a clip with Jason, and I was like, "Who is that?" I can't remember if it was Sylvain. They were like, "That's the president of Upper Deck." I'm like, "I've never seen this person before." I went back to the episode. It was Jeremy. It was some random UD. No, like I don't know. It was not the president of Upper Deck. So that it's not me defending myself. That's me clarifying the situation. That's it.
Well, he hates you, so you got
Yeah,
that.
that's fine. I don't care.
No, he doesn't. He
He
doesn't.
doesn't
okay.
hate you. He doesn't
He
hate
could.
you.
No one that successful can hate a jabroni on the internet.
As you can tell, here's what you guys should be happy about. He's listening. He listens to your show.
That's
My
awesome.
boss listens to your show. I obviously listen to your show. And there'll be some times we'll be like, "Did you hear what they said? Like, someone needs to go talk to Josh about this, or whatever." And
Well, then we'll get you on, Billy. It's a win-win.
In general, though, would you say that we're fair?
Be honest.
Man,
Be honest.
To be honest, I think.
Oh, it's a good show, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Okay, time's up.
I think that you guys don't give us enough credit for some of the stuff that we do that we feel is innovative and that we come up with, and might give other people way more credit and act like they invented the wheel with what they do.
Give me an example. I honestly, I'm not being defensive. I want to understand, because I don't think we talk about one of the things that people really knock us about is they want us to talk about like President's Choice and Leaf more.
I won't.
You can.
Panini Contenders 2012.
hey, look, I've seen and talked to some of the guys from Leaf, and I don't really know Price very well. Like, I've seen him, but I haven't really talked to him.
Yeah.
And they, just like we have our things that we're up against, they have things that they're up against,
Sure.
and they do the best that they can with what they have, just like we do the best with what we can with what we have in hockey, but in other sports also. So I get it. And, you should have some of those guys. Like, if they make hockey cards, you should have them on there.
Yeah. No, I appreciate the feedback. It's always good. It's probably just a little bit of human nature, if I'm just being completely honest, Billy, where it's like, we do think you guys do a number of things very, very well. We're, I think in general, I'm a fan of Upper Deck, but it's easier to
I love you guys.
Easier to complain.
We don't
probably
look,
than that.
I wouldn't come. We don't need to have a kumbaya moment right here, but I'm just, and I'm gonna have a good time with you guys, except Friday night at the expo.
Can we virtually hold hands?
If you're not too busy for me, because you'll probably
Hold
be
my hand,
interviewing
Billy.
people. You'll be in. I'm rubbing Phil's head right there.
You're definitely coming over Friday now, Billy.
You'll be interviewing people while I'll be walking around the floor. I don't know. I never get asked to interview or to.
No, you're good. We're gonna
the
ask you an
expo.
interview. You're gonna do an
bummed.
interview.
Yeah,
but we wouldn't come on here as much as we do if we. And sometimes I hear from people that I come on here too much, but we wouldn't come on here as much as we do if we didn't, enjoy what you guys do. And respect what you guys do, because I know it's a lot of work. And I was a soccer coach. Like you can like coaches, they put in a lot of work and they don't get paid much if they even get paid. And it's the same thing with this. Like, you guys put in a lot of work and you're not getting paid that much, if anything. So like you might give Phil a couple of the cards that you pulled in the box today, and I think that's probably all he gets. But
I get the scraps always.
it is appreciated that someone's like putting in hockey cards out there, because that doesn't happen very often. I go to shows and I don't see much of it, and I still expect you to help out my sister at the next Minnesota show, because she's now that she realizes what I do, and then I do some entertainment sets that she actually likes. She's all about trading cards now. Nice. So, I expect a little bit of help. Does that mean that I still won't give you guys the business and rib you when I can? Of course I am, but that's just me. I'm
just have fun. We have fun.
Guy that builds cards. I'll I'm a straight shooter. I'll tell you what I think, and I hope you guys appreciate it as much as I appreciate that you guys, put all the hockey card stuff out there for people to listen to.
We all appreciate each other. It's a great way to
Absolutely.
end. And honestly, my review of 2024-25 Series 1 is very good. You guys did a nice job. I know it's not just you, even though that you're the one that kind of gets to go talk about it, that a huge amount of people work on it. So pass our congratulations on to the whole team there at Upper Deck. And I can't wait to go to the expo and see how you big time us.
I tell people I'm a big deal in Canada. I expect I've gotten some shirts and some hats and some stickers from other people. So I expect something to be able to brag or something. Like I heard you guys might have stickers coming.
Maybe.
But
we don't have merch.
But I've got a shirt from somebody. I've gotten stickers. I have a wall. I'm not at my desk. No, this is my desk. Can't you tell? Yeah. I've shown all the stickers. I have Jeremy Lee's big head at my on my desk. I got the Graded Gamer, Slab Strong. Show me your slabs.
Do you have
Louis can chime in. I went a little hog wild on the stickers, didn't I, Louis?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have about, I think there's 6 different types. So
I got autograph cards from Francois and Jason at Player's Choice.
He's great. Jason's awesome. Great guy.
Jason's my boy.
Yeah, he's great.
Josh, is this when you play that little violin sounder?
I know we don't have it yet.
Oh,
Baba Louie has a life. He's got to go.
Can you bring on a white Upper Deck hat like that? I'm a large.
Maybe? I think it's one size fits all. My hair's getting
snapback.
Yeah, it's a snapback.
Yeah, I'd like one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a merch exchange. We'll do like one of those things like when athletes like share each other's jerseys. Like
I'm sure we'll have some of these
hats.
I'm sure we'll have these some of these at the expo. Maybe we do like an exchange, like they give jersey exchanges. Maybe I can convince our marketing department to give me one to pass out.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you like the episode, please leave a rating and review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to support us, want to chat with us on the Hockey Cards Gong Show Discord server, please consider a $5 a month donation. Join our $1.99 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description with our Instagram profile, TikTok profile. You can go to hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patreon link, or go to the Patreon website directly, patreon.com. Hey, Billy, guess what? We're on social media. You can follow the Gong Show on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. All right, Louis, take us out.
Bye.
See you guys.